Hello, and welcome to Emmen Gaming Plays Honkai Star Rail yet again. I'm your host for the evening, Mooney, and today we will be messing around with the newest patch of Honkai Star Rail. We will be getting into the story of this particular character, Mr. Finon. I've made myself a team that I think would be really fun to use with Bro. I don't think it's the perfect team, but it doesn't have to be. It just has to be fun. Now, last we left off. Okay, let's get back to where we were. Last we left off, Finon and the Trailblazer were essentially facing the end of the world. And they did something where they kind of like completed a ritual or something like that, where the world kind of got rebooted. And supposedly, and now we are in a place called ID Elysiae, which is like Finon's home from way back when, right? It's part of his tragic backstory, which, oh boy, I have a feeling that this is not gonna be a happy, fun story. But anyway, there's NPC Finon, so let's see what NPC Finon has got to say. Sorry, wrong party there.
Peaceful days are like breezes carrying the scent of wheat fields.
Uh,
Ah, it's you.
Yeah, so the world sort of ended, and we
It's a
kind of got rebooted
strange
into
dream I
this
had.
new
It's gone now,
place.
though.
So we appeared at East Elysiae to find out you were just the one companion that mattered the most in his life. And Lygus, who is this creeper who keeps hanging around, explains that now I am part of Finon's memories and that I can witness Finon's growth. And yeah, so the reason why I just rebooted it is because the party wasn't quite the same. This character wasn't there, which is the main character of the game, by the way. Anyway, let's see what NPC Finon has got going on.
All awake now? Great. Let's go.
Finan, show me how to use a sword like you do.
Wait till you grow a bit more.
Hey, Finan! Where are you headed? No Cyrene today?
That's exactly where I'm going.
I love that a lot of people seem to know him and care about him. And look at that, it's Cyrene. The biggest twist we discovered last stream was that Cyrene is really short. I wasn't expecting that. She can sing?
Found you. That's...
Oh hey, it's Calyx. Long time no see. How you been? I hope you've been doing good. I myself had a birthday rather recently and took a little break from streaming and all organized activities so I could be a little slob for a
Look
while.
at you rushing
But I'm
about.
back now and ready
Like
to
the horse swing
hang
on
out and do all
Arnold.
sorts of fun stuff.
Hmm?
I super know you, so I'll be like, hey, it's you!
I knew it was you.
No, the
Something
channel did
wrong?
not die. We
What do
just,
you see?
we're a little bit busy. Mika
Oh,
did a little bit of
nothing
streaming,
much.
but,
Just suddenly felt a
me
strange
myself,
connection.
I was a little bit away from MN gaming activities because I wanted to just
Look at
relax
you,
and do
leaves in
nothing
your
but have
hair.
fun.
Were you sleeping in a tree again? Or was it the wheat fields this time? At least brush yourself off before wandering around.
Come on, I'm not a kid anymore. You're the only one who still treats me like one.
Why on earth did they make her so short? Is there like some
Sure,
sort of
You
meaning
may have
behind
the
this?
height advantage,
Probably not a
but when it
lore
comes to
thing,
maturity,
right?
I'm leagues ahead of you. Still fantasizing about being in heroic adventures and imagining yourself as one of the characters?
No,
That's the
not
kind
burned
of
out.
thing kids
Like I
do,
said, I had a
not grown-ups.
birthday, so I wanted to just take a week off from work, take a
Don't
week
you
off
agree?
from,
And
Emmen
since
gaming,
you're
and just
playing
do fun
along with his
stuff.
antics,
Play games with friends,
who
hang
are
out, that
you
sort of thing.
pretending to be
It was a very
today?
nice time, actually. I am never saying this. So let's say this. But it's interesting that this is an answer. Because, like, people think that our main character was hanging out with the Stellaron Hunter group before they
Well,
became
he hasn't
the main
decided
character.
on a character for today yet.
How about we stick with the usual? You know, the valiant hero from a distant shore who made a pact to learn the sword from you.
Spare me. Can we not bring this up? Speaking of which, what about those oracle cards? We haven't done divination in forever. Why the sudden interest?
So it's a little weird to hear Finon sounding so pleasant and
I was
happy.
just about to tell
Because
you.
the last time I met him, he
Earlier,
was just
while
utterly
napping on
burned
the
out.
swing, I had the strangest dream. There was this mysterious voice in my dream, calling out for something.
Wait, you had that dream too?
Yes, you too? That would explain this lingering sense of unease. Which made me think of those old oracle cards I used to play with as a kid. Though the Ornyx prophecies were always hit or miss.
Hi,
Yeah,
Mika.
all the kids would get so excited drawing cards like ruler or warrior, but throw fits over devil or drunkard and demand a redo. If you just redo it when you don't like the result, what's the point of divination?
You are so right. Okay, I'm gonna pause the game right here and kind of do a little tangent here, right? So, if you are always gonna win, always gonna get what you want, what's the point of gambling, right? And this is a discussion that a friend of mine and I had about a certain playable class in Final Fantasy XIV, an MMO, which is called the Astrologian. It's based around divination and cards, and sometimes you get like random buffs and debuffs, right? And it's like people complained about this class so much that where they're like, oh, we're not able to maximize our damage, oh, we don't get the best cards every time, and the developers kind of tweaked it to make it less chance based. And my friend was saying that he lamented that, and I'm very much on his side with this one, because if you can just redo it if you don't like the result, what is the point of divination? What is the point of a game of chance if you don't care about rolling the dice? Lame.
Ah, the blessing of childhood. Believing the gods might not notice our little corner of ID Silicii, willing to let our small deceits slide. Still, fate is absolute. After all, we never really know just
You know,
how far
this
into
thing
the
about
future
fate
the
being
prophecy
absolute is something that
extends.
comes up a lot in Honkai Star
By the
Rail.
way, let's go
Can
to our
you
old
defy
secret base
fate?
and look for those
And
oracle
so far the
cards.
game seems to be pushing the idea that yeah, the future is not fixed.
Now, where did we hide those?
I can think of a few spots. Let's go check it out. In a village this size, I bet all our childhood treasures are exactly where we hid them.
Calyx, are you
Time must be
asking
keeping
me
them safe
about
for us.
Cyrene, or are you asking me about Finon? Because the truth is that all of the characters from this Greek-inspired planet Emphorius are references to Honkai Impact Third, right? There's a certain group in it called the Flame Chasers, and these characters like Finon, like Anaxa, like Aglaya, and Tribi, and Cyrene as well are all references to characters from it. You can think of it like how Raiden Shogun is in Genshin, but she's also kind of in Star Rail as another character called Acheron. Similar design, different powers, different story, like something like that. Hoyoverse loves to feature characters that they really love from one game in another game under a different continuity or a different vibe. It's something that they're really into. And Finon in that game is called Kevin. Kevin Kaslana. He's like one of the major antagonists of that game. And Cyrene is in that game called Elysia, which is really interesting because the village that we're in is called Ides Elysiae. Okay, let's go hunting for some of these optional items. I wanna see what that's about. Sacrament Courtyard. Ooh, let's see what y'all be talking about in the chat. Give me a sec. Um, Mika is not exactly a very avid player of all of these gacha games. He's just nice enough to join me in chat sometimes. I myself, I don't like Genshin very much, but I do like Star Rail, and this particular arc is making me a little bit knowledgeable about Honkai Impact Third as well. Um, well, no, they didn't connect the dots in the middle of the patch. It's more like, when the patch was introduced, they did a little trailer, right? And in that trailer, they were like, okay, there's this group of people called the Flame Chasers, and these are some images of those guys, and everybody's like, oh my god, it's, Elysia, it's Kevin, it's Sue, it's, what's her name again? Aponia, and Pardophilus, like all these other characters that exist in that game, like they could very easily recognize them. In fact, I would say, personally, that this whole arc of Emphorius is one big Honkai Impact Third reference. Even the very concept of a digital fake world that loops and a doom that repeats itself over and over, and one person being able to see this, right? It's kind of like in Honkai Impact Third, to my very limited knowledge, so please take this with a grain of salt. The Flame Chasers were a really powerful organization of individuals who were trying to prevent the extinction of humanity, and they were in a situation where they were gonna get wiped out. So they decided to upload like simulations of their consciousness into a kind of simulated world. They call this the Elysian realm, right? And when the main characters of Honkai Impact Third go into this Elysian realm, they're able to converse with these long dead fellas and kind of get their perspective on what's happening right now. And in this game, it's a little bit different, where it seems like everybody unknowingly is trapped inside some sort of repeating, looping simulation. So, I guess, but it's a different thing this time because in the last game, they had their own thing going on. Kevin was the sole survivor of the Flame Chasers and was kind of doing dastardly shenanigans all over the place. And our main character would talk to the Flame Chasers and be like, "Hey, what do I do about this?" That kind of thing. Some of them were mentors, others were like testing you. Some of them were also kind of trying to get out of the simulation and get their own bodies. But here, majority of them, not even majority, I'm gonna say all of them, other than Cyrene, seem unaware of the true nature of what they're going through. They seem to think that this is a real world, that these are real events. But, like, they're really close to figuring out the cyclical nature of their lives, the fact that only one person gets to survive. Yeah, I do know I talk pretty fast. That happens when I get excited.
My unfinished little soldier?
Yeah, there you go.
All these
Mika knows.
years. Hey, this is the one Mr.
And hey, you're
Hopkins
the
took
one
us
who's
to.
asking me questions
Finally
for
back
which
to
the
my
answer is a
friends.
paragraph. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm trying to keep it
Where are
brief
you
here.
two headed?
Speak of the devil. Mrs. Pythias.
Pythias?
School
That's
out
an
already?
interesting name.
No classes today. This morning, I used fallen leaves for a reading, seeking Orynyx's wisdom. They warned of potential injuries, so I gave everyone a holiday.
Yo, don't you wish this could happen for our
Besides, it's
work and
harvest season.
school? Like somebody
There's
just
plenty of
reads
other
the
work to
leaves
be
and is
done,
like, uh-oh,
even
today doesn't
without
seem like a
classes.
good day for work. Let's just give everybody a holiday.
With you being our only teacher in ID Silicii, you must be working so hard. Anything for my students. I don't mind the work. When you travel far from here, you must visit the Grove of Epiphany for me, to see what a true haven of wisdom looks like. By the way, what are you looking for in here? You've been searching quite thoroughly.
I ain't gonna snitch on Finon.
Thank you, my friend. Time to take our soldier home.
Finon, please
Alright
stop
then,
being happy
I
and
should be
cute,
going.
okay? Like,
It might rain tonight,
it's a little
so
unnatural.
don't stay out too late.
Dude, you are so
This is where
right,
the wooden
Mika.
figurine
Like,
carved
did you
gem
know,
class
a
ended
little
up.
tangent here,
And here I
the
thought I knew
villain
all
of the
your hiding
previous
spots.
arc of Honkai Star Rail basically wanted to make every day a non-working holiday. Right? He was like, yeah, it kind of sucks that people have to work so hard. Let's make a new world where no one has to work and everybody is just happy. Reality altering style. But you know, we were like, nah, man, if like you make everyone happy in a false reality, then they won't get to grow or anything, so we gotta stop you, and we stopped them. But imagine every day being Sunday, you know, a holiday. A holiday in international standards anyway.
To be honest, I'd forgotten all about it myself.
Anyway, coming back to what I was up to. So, Finon, last I saw him, was utterly devastated. He was having a hard time with a capital H. And yet, now we're like joking and kidding around and just running around. It's a little weird. I'm a little creeped out, I'm not gonna lie. Are we the bad guy? Um, not really in that particular case, because like this guy wanted to make sure everybody didn't work by putting them in a genjutsu, like, you know, Infinite Tsukiyomi. If you have read Naruto, that would be this particular character, by the way. He's now redeemed. But anyway, we had to stop him. Also, fun fact, look at this guy. You see his outfit? White, blue, yellow, right? Ta-da! They just thought we wouldn't notice. They like color coded these two to let us know that like, yo, these two work well together. Okay. Yeah, Crestfallen Finon rebooted the world, and now he is innocent Finon who doesn't remember any of that. I'm waiting until the other shoe drops and some nasty stuff starts happening again.
Finan, Cyrene, come quick! Look at this huge bottle I just caught. Give it here! My rod, my catch! I only let you borrow it, remember?
Listen, girl, like, you let the
What's got you
kid
two so worked up?
borrow your thing. It's
Here,
their
show me.
catch. Come on. They put in the effort. Oh. Dear stranger who finds this drift bottle in the future, it is currently the month of fortune, the final month of the year. Everyone in the village says that if you do something tied to fortune on the last day of this month, you might get blessed with some unexpected good luck. So I decided to write this letter and cast it into the sea. Just let the currents decide where it goes. I want to share about our little village and my dream. Our little village is called Ides Elysiae. Have you ever heard about it? Let me tell you about it a bit. We've got golden wheat fields that ripple like the sea, tall trees that shed their leaves. Right in the center of the village stands a statue of Oronix. It's interesting that that person cast this thing out into sea, but then it just ended up back in the same village. Poor kid. At the end of the year, the villagers gather to celebrate the winter solstice. We leave offerings at the statue, roast grape pies. Okay, looking at the spelling here, I'm gonna assume that this note was written by a kid. Wait, it mentioned Cyrene, okay. I'm not like Cyrene, she can already host the festival. Journey with a Jerney. I wouldn't be surprised if this is Finon as a kid who wrote this. I hope the outside world no longer needs a deliverer. That would be the best thing ever. Now, I'm definitely sure Kid Finon wrote this.
Wait a second. This is my old wish in a bottle. How did it end up here?
Ooh, I wanna see what did little Finan wish for.
Not happening. This stays sealed.
You guys, I think that even though right now, like, this guy seems happy and whatnot, that this is like the false, like, you know, calm before the storm, okay? I feel like something absolutely bonkers is gonna happen.
I really thought tossing
Because
that
this
bottle
guy's
into
whole
the sea
backstory is, oh
gave
no,
our
once
wishes
upon a time I had a
beyond
lovely
so
village
sad.
and then everyone died.
Even bring something back to us.
So, maybe we're about to see that part, you know?
Never thought the waves would end up pushing it back ashore.
Okay, now you're talking about something that's a little interesting to me. With the advent of AI, are we starting to see more of these text Well, I don't think these texts are, first of all, slop, and second of all, AI. Specifically because I happen to be a person who really likes the the dialogue and the various written things in this game. Like, I don't read them on stream because that would be an immense waste of your time. But, when I'm playing this game in my own time, I do tend to go over some of the background documents and stuff because I play this game for the story and the lore, right? So, you know, I think that it's actually very well written. That is speaking on Star Rail specifically. Now, looking at some games in general, I think that what's gonna happen is that ultimately a lot of these profit-driven companies have an incentive to kind of do things in the cheapest way possible, and that is gonna open the door up to a lot of this AI use, right? And my hope, and this is a hope against hope, but we'll see how it turns out. My hope is that the customers, the gamers, will get sick of reading poorly written stuff, that they will actually gravitate towards stuff that they find more engaging or entertaining, and perhaps that consumer pushback might save us from, a future completely generated by AI in terms of like written content. Like that, even now, reading AI related kind of, or AI generated writing, there's something to me that feels a little off about it personally. Now, this is just my opinion, I grant you, and maybe this is just, uh, nothing more than a gut feeling, but it feels like there's a lot of superfluous, useless information. Like, they might say the same thing a few times in the same paragraph. They might throw in certain very large terms that are not needed. But it ends up feeling very unrewarding to read. Like, I don't know, if I just ate white rice with nothing in it. And yeah, you're right, we should vote with our wallets. I would like to see a world where people who, dedicate their life and their time to arts actually get to practice it, instead of just being cut out of the picture for a quick buck for the people who happen to own the rights to these properties.
Kind of disappointing, isn't it?
No sign of the oracle cards. Let's see. Ah, there's one place we haven't checked yet.
I know that they are not like grammatically incorrect, Mika. I'm just saying that there is something about them that reads to me like really dry and boring. It's kind of as if like my boss at work is a robot and that guy wrote it. Like, there's something about it that feels boring to read. Like, imagine a corporate magazine, the kind of post you see on LinkedIn. That's the feeling that
Those
I
were the
get.
days. We always meet either by that statue in the village or right here.
Right? And I remember you
And this
never
M
used
dash
the
thing
front
makes me
door when
really
you wanted
sad,
me to
by
come
the way,
play.
because I used to
You
use
always
M dash because I
wanted
thought
me
it
on
was a
the
cool
wall.
piece of
You were
punctuation.
such
But
mystery
now
makers.
I just get accused of AI, so I'm just finding other punctuation to
Just like
use.
a certain
Like maybe the
someone who has a
semicolon,
habit of
the
showing up
comma.
unexpectedly. Right. I bet he said something clever just now.
Can you not hear me, or are you just being
Hey,
a
I was
little
just copying those storybook
mischievous?
heroes. They never take the beaten path.
Still, it's embarrassing. I've been the only one here for a while, and I haven't kept up with the cleaning. With so many spots to check, where should we even start?
I want to try the roof.
Come to think of it, I haven't checked the roof in forever. Worth a shot, right?
All right, let's split up. I'll handle the yard. You check the upper floor. I wonder what the view's like from up there. Worth checking out.
Alright, fine on. One of us is gonna have to change. We committed a fashion crime. Okay, let's walk in opposite directions. Hello, Cyrene. What's up?
The girl before you carries an air of mystery. Her
Alright, Lycus, the person who is doing the narration right now. Like, how about you can it, okay? I don't trust a single word you say.
Could there really be some kind of mental
You're a lying liar who lies. I don't trust you as far as I can throw you, and you're a robot, so I probably can't throw you.
You know, besides the swing under the big tree, this has to be my favorite spot in all of ID Silicii. You can't help but want to hum one of those old songs we used to sing.
Who is this we? Was I part of
Why
this?
do leaves and branches grow? Which way does the wind blow? I always said I'd become the next priest of time. Just because I
Oh,
heard prophecies as a child.
interesting. Okay, so in the present,
But here's
the
the
person
thing.
who is supposed to
The more
inherit
divinations I
the
do, the more
core
guilt
flame or the
creeps in.
soul or the power of the
I
Time
want to
Titan
believe
is
the
missing.
prophecies,
And
but
Finon's
actually
backstory is
evil
that a
ID
certain
Silicii.
pink-haired someone died, making him all sad. So, like, does that mean that she was supposed to be
Where
that
will
one?
that waiting ship take us, I wonder?
It is quite funky, right? I there is something cool about the name of this place. Let me look it up real quick. Name meaning. Looks like he's won the race. Okay, so
Just
check this
reminiscing
out,
makes
right?
us take our time,
So,
doesn't it?
Aedes Elysiae
There we
basically
go.
can translate
Looks like the
from
gods do
Latin
listen to our
to the
thoughts.
tomb or the temple of Elysium, or Elysia in this case.
Here
So,
it is! This is the
like,
box where we kept the cards.
considering that this character, who's supposed to be Elysia from Honkai Impact 3rd, is destined slash prophesized or has already died here, this place being called Aedes Elysiae is kind of fitting, isn't it? This is the place where Elysia dies.
But the cards are gone. Who could have taken them?
Huh? What's this underneath?
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 do re mi fa sol la ti, stamped a paw print.
Ah, I see now. Those sneaky little ones. So that's what they've been up to.
Ah, the ones from Membrance Maze, you mean?
Yep. Let's head to the back of the courtyard.
Membrance maze. Membrance as in remembrance, as in remembering things. You sneaky game. You thought you could get it past me, but I read all the dialogue, alright?
Entrance should be around
It's gonna be
here
harder than that to fool me.
somewhere.
Right here. The path to the maze is hidden under all these weeds. It's been too long since we visited the fairies.
The fairies?
Did you forget? We used to visit them all the time when we were little.
Oh really? I'm sorry, I'm new to this simulation. I don't
Let's
know
do
what
this.
happened in our
These
fake life
weeds
together.
need to go. Pretty sure this is it? Should be this way. There it is! The entrance!
Let me just say, right? We've been to a lot of different places in Emphorius so far, and I think that this is one of the
Once you
really
get through
pretty
the
ones.
tight
I really
space
like
in
this
the
so far.
hollow, you'll reach their dwelling.
Yeah, you're right. It does sound older than she looks. Why is she so short? This is something that's really bothering me because Alicia is supposed to be like this, you know, kind of more adult figure.
Maybe
She's
wearing
shorter
dark
than
outfit
March
the
7th,
fairies
who
will
is
let you
also not
in.
herself a very tall
After all,
person.
the Membrance Maze has
Maybe
an
she's meant to appeal to the
invitation-only rule.
people who really like
Only
short
children with
queens,
pure
you know?
hearts are welcomed.
Because as no, none of them are children. Um, like even though these characters have their place in lore or whatever, at the end of the day, it's about like making money by making you like the character to pull for them. Maybe they thought by making her small, people would like her. Alright then, I'll go first.
Lead the way then, partner. Regardless, how about we try getting through the hollow first?
After you, then.
What? Oh,
Oh, so I don't get to go first either way.
So hasty, as always. Looks like it's just us now. Care to finish that chat? To be honest, from the moment I saw the cute note left by the fairies, my intuition became even more certain.
You're about to say something unhinged, aren't you? Okay, what do you know?
Perhaps when we step into the maze again after all these years, the wheels of fate will finally start turning.
Look, all three of these things are things I want to say. Okay, so what makes you say that? You know, like explain yourself, woman. Or is it more like, don't tell me you're behind all this because you seem very, you know, sneaky beaky. And once the wheels of fate start turning, there is no going back. I'm just gonna go with this.
Oh, just a girl's
Oh gee,
intuition.
thanks. Like that explains so much.
But you know what? Even if fate is set on its path, no matter where it steers the world, if we're together, there's nothing to worry about, right?
Big if. But yeah,
So,
sure, if you say
you're
so.
willing, forget it. If the wheels do begin to turn, that's when I'll make my request.
Okay, I feel a sense of foreboding. Am I the only one? I feel like something absolutely capital T terrible is about to happen, and then she kinda knows it, and she's like, you know, I'll talk to you later, and then later never comes because something horrible happens.
Wait a minute. Are you?
What the heck? Is that Mem?
Look who's finally back, Memmy! Snowy, you've grown so tall and dashing. I couldn't even tell it.
Wait, so the fairies are real?
We had to grow up. Sometime.
But look at Rini. She hasn't changed one bit. How fascinating.
Wait, what? Okay, now I take my whole maybe they're trying to appeal to people who like small people thing back, okay? Maybe she's stuck like this because, you know, of some time thing. Because she is supposed to be connected to the Titan of Time. Or maybe she's not real. Maybe she's, you know, like a copy of her from some time back when she was just a child. And maybe that's why she looks like this. Maybe she has some sort of other form that we might get to see at some point. Also, it's very strange that this little guy is here. We don't know their name yet. And they look like the character Mem. That the
Perhaps I'm like you, Rayleigh Mem.
Really Mem.
Just another fairy of the maze.
Yeah, you're right. It is sometimes a little bit illusion of choice because like it's more about you just deciding what flavor of answer you're gonna give. But this particular creature looks like a mascot that this character can summon in this storyline. Like we got a little mascot, right? And I'm really surprised about it. I thought that mascot was another version of Cyrene. Long story. Um, Mem's purple now. Did you dye your fur? So the Mem's an organization. The names just keep getting weirder. I'm gonna go with this.
Die? Rayleigh Mem's always been this lovely shade of lavender. Doly Mem, Rayleigh Mem, Mealy Mem, Folly Mem. I've missed these
So
people
all of
troublemakers.
these people are just Mem with the do re mi fa sol la ti do thing going on, right?
We used to gather around the fire, singing and dancing, imagining all our future journeys.
That's very odd. I never imagined that these guys actually had
Coming back here,
connections
those
to
memories might have
fairies and that these fairies
faded
would look
away
like Mem.
entirely.
Oh, how could you, Snowy? You swore you wouldn't forget about us. But you were gone so long, you almost did. Oh, he's just copying those bards from his stories, being all melodramatic. He couldn't forget about you all, even if he tried.
I know that all of it is fiction, Calyx, but there is
We're
a
here for
story
the
of a
oracle
simulation
cards.
going on in
Have
here.
you seen them?
So, you know, when I'm engaging with the fiction, I'm buying into it.
Right.
As I'm pretty sure is intended.
You mean Doly
Can you imagine if I was the cynical, sarcastic type who just constantly questioned things like, oh, why is that girl's hair pink? Why is this creature floating? Why are those butterflies transparent? Like, how insufferable I would be. Now, I'm choosing to buy into this story, like, with my whole butt, and I'm trying to, like, suss it out and, you know, predict it and actually engage with it.
I'm not sure, but Chief specifically wanted to meet with you all.
The chief?
They should be. That's it. This way, everyone.
Oh my god, what if it's Mem?
The trunk's slippery.
What if it's like, you know, proper mem? I can't. Okay, fine. Here we go. Where's mem? There's nowhere to see mem, I guess.
Reenie and Snowy have returned.
Why do leaves and branches
Oh
grow?
my goodness.
Which
This
one
person
does
sounds
the
so
wind
much
blow?
older.
In Remembrance Maze depths we seek to find the answers future left behind.
Interesting thing that they say the answer the
My
future left
dear
behind.
children,
I don't think it's just hoo-ha. I think it's more like these things are somehow aware of the cyclical nature of this world's story.
Pink ones? That's strange. I don't recall any pink fairies in the Remembrance Maze. Have you seen any, Chief Dolimon?
Oh, Chief, you haven't changed a bit. Still so full of life.
No, yeah, Finon is supposed to
no
reset
need
the
to
world,
fuss,
and
my child.
it's supposed to be a little
You
different
haven't
every time.
forgotten,
So
have
maybe.
you? As long as our songs are sung, the children of the maze will live on, just as our paths stay forever linked. Here, take it. I'm sorry I had to resort to such methods to bring you here.
What? I know this book. Okay, so just a little bit of a side tangent here. Throughout the storyline, like I've basically been talking to this character Mem, and we've been kind of like pl- making progress on this book by completing it bit by bit, right? And this book is full of like the backgrounds and the backstories, the histories of the characters of this story arc. And now this book is being given to Cyrene.
My book of oracle cards.
It's your book.
Thank
Huh.
you for keeping it safe. You know, you can always just ask if you want me to divine something.
Still, bringing us here like this after so long. Is something wrong, Chief?
Yes, the veil of Evernight whispers to us once
The Time
more.
Titan, huh?
It tells of a new fairy who will soon enter the maze.
It could be Cyrene, it could be
Indeed.
March.
Every time a new fairy arrives in the maze, it means that beyond the veil, in the vast lands, far from Ides Elysiae, a great calamity.
Yeah, I
is
can
on the
see the
horizon.
ReZero respawn sound happening when Finon reboots.
But if that's the case, our journey...
Will have to be cancelled. If disaster's coming, we should stay in Ides Elysiae just to be safe.
We weren't planning to be gone for long. Just enough time to hone our abilities. Finan would train in Castrum Kremnos, while I would seek the Fake Titan's blessing in Yanisopolis. Then we'd return to Ides Elysiae to help keep our village safe.
It's okay. I can still practice my swordplay here. Some things you can learn on your own.
I don't know about this
Well-
one, Chief.
Probably.
That's not very convincing.
No, I'm
Here's
not
a thought.
convinced.
Let's have Cyrene do a reading. If fate wishes to show us its path, we might find some peace of mind.
But what if we don't like what the cards tell us?
It just be like that, man. Okay, so this is an interesting situation, okay? So basically what he's saying is, what if I don't like the destiny that's laid out before me? And Honkai Star Rail, one of the big themes is you gotta fight fate. You can't just accept the destiny that's laid out before you. You gotta fight for a better future. So I'm gonna go with that quote.
Never thought of doing it that way before. Thanks, partner. We'll do it your way. Whatever the cards show, we'll face it together.
Ask with a true heart, and truth shall answer in kind.
I love her necklace,
Close
by
your
the way. Let me
eyes
just put that out
and
there.
let's
I
open
think that it's a
Oracle
really
card
beautiful
book
mix of
together.
colors.
Let your thoughts flow like stars drifting on the river, carried by fireflies and gentle winds. your destinies flowing towards the same future. Now, shall we begin?
We shall, we shall. I'm so excited to see what happens next.
Oh my! The cards are quite responsive today. Very well. Let's see what future
What do you mean
the
responsive?
oracle
That's a
cards
little
wish to
weird.
show us.
I'm gonna read all of these. Usually I go for this one and just skip forward, but let's see. The Weaver. This is Aglaya.
Behold, the Weaver. It connects the romantic threads of the chrysalis of gold, weaving all destinies into golden silk that flows toward the most brilliant, magnificent.
Isn't it interesting that the
future.
character on this card is Aglaya,
A
but these
dance
guys
of
don't know
thread
Aglaya
and
yet?
blade is set
And
the
yet she's
stage.
featured on this card.
So shall it end as gracefully as it started.
Such elegance. The Gold Weaver must be of noble birth.
No, we don't know Aglaya. And also the Weaver card just said something. Check this out. This is Aglaya's voice.
A dance of thread and blade is set the stage. So shall it end as gracefully as it started.
This is before Finon met Aglaya.
High standing. I doubt someone like me could ever reach it.
The Gatekeeper. Who could this be?
This is the
Oh,
gatekeeper
this is Tribi.
who guides people to their true path among myriad passages.
Something interesting that I want to point out is that there is a figure back here who has long hair.
Sacred whispers within the temple.
By the way, we're hearing Tribi's voice right now. Is actually who Tribi used to be before she kind of went through a certain ritual which gave her a little bit more power, but ended up splitting her into very tiny multiple versions of herself. It's a long story. But the point is, again, Finon doesn't know this character, and yet here she is featured on a deck of like tarot cards that Cyrene uses. Once again hinting to that idea that, you know, like this world, there's more going on under the hood than we
Wait.
realize.
It almost feels like I can hear the echoes within a temple.
What do you mean, what's stopping him from
Close to
meeting
the
her?
city.
Like, he will meet her in the future. She exists in this world. So they're out there somewhere. Like, okay, let me put it this way. In the Witcher 3 video game, there is a game called Gwent. It's a really fun game, but the point here is that the Gwent cards are made of characters that exist in the game The Witcher 3. So it's a little strange that, you know, they're playing card games with kings and queens and characters that exist in the story. But no one comments on it, so we just assume that, like, this is just for the players. But here, they're literally commenting on who is featured on the card. They just don't know them yet. But we, the players, do. I mean, I can recognize this as Tribi instantly.
It feels overwhelmingly solemn, yet strangely comforting.
I think Finon will meet Tribi eventually in this particular run as well. Ruler. Who could this
the
be?
ruler
Ooh, it's
stands for
mighty.
discipline, authority, and glory, but frequently also points to isolation and warfare.
Even should you pledge your loyalty to me
I love
as the
Mighty's
last
voice, you
sovereign,
guys.
the glory shall be mine and mine alone.
That voice though.
He who has slain a king can no longer bear the title. Let the withering lion walk his last path alone.
Oh, that line is hard.
Is this showing us a ruler who forsook their people?
Yeah, Mika, it does look like we're going through everyone. I find it quite interesting because, like I said, at this point in the story, these people don't know them, right? Like, they have no idea who these characters even are. And yet, somehow, they have cards that feature them. Like, imagine if you were collecting Pokemon cards and your Pokemon cards featured friends you would meet in your 30s. Like, that's what's happening here. Other people do know about them, yes, but I don't think they're famous enough to have cards made about them at this moment, because if they do exist in the same way that they existed in the previous cycles, they're just living their lives, you know, growing up, having their backstories and all of that. Like, for example, Aglaya is a shopkeeper, Mighty is a disgraced prince, Tribi is, well, it's complicated, so let's leave it there. Cypher is a thief.
stories of such bloodshed.
Yeah,
This
so
is
they're not
different
heroes
from
or
anything
anything.
else.
Not yet anyway. And yet
Sure
here they
can
are
stir the
featured on the
imagination.
cards. Okay, who could the traveler be? Could it be Castoris? Oh, it's Cypher.
Traveler, our little trickster, always hiding behind other cards, disguising itself. What a rare catch.
Over here! Or perhaps here!
Did you know that this is Cypher's voice actress's first video game role? She used to do theater plays.
Teasing voice. Just like a child playing hide and seek. Surely only a master of mischief could pick up this card.
I think it is, Mika. I think that like between the loops, like some information is carried forward. It's also like the next loop is constructed from the pieces of this loop, right? I think that Phynon is the person around which the entire loop is constructed, that he is the constant, whereas everybody else might be living slightly altered versions of their lives. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why he's in this very unenviable position, but so far that seems to be what's going on. The servant. Who could that be?
This card,
Oh,
the
Castoris.
servant, is surprisingly light, bearing the cool scent of Antilla flowers, just like starlight.
Okay, how did our character get caught in the reset? That happened last stream, okay? So what basically happened was someone from the outside of the simulation loop managed to get in, and they managed to meet the main character, and they were like, okay, we need to get out of here and basically figure out what's going on, but I have an item that can help one of you from to stay here by preventing you from being deleted and kind of carry you over to the next loop. You can think of it like, let's say you're playing one of those PlayStation 1 games that have multiple discs, and this item allows you to maintain your save file from disk 1 to disk 2 without anything being reset or removed. And that's how one person, the main character, stayed over. And that is why Phynon seems convinced that our main character is basically his buddy from a very long time ago. And we are here for one reason only, and that is to see what the heck is actually going on here. Because this mystery of the loops and the people like going through very tragic ends and Phynon himself just going through utter devastation has been kind of like, it's hard to ignore this as a really bad thing that keeps happening. So the Trailblazers, being the nosy Parkers and do-gooders they are, they want to help, and the only way to do it right now is to follow the loop along and see what happens. And so one person stayed while the rest left. Yeah, it is intact, actually. We do remember all of these characters. We do remember who we are as well. We're just kind of taking a little step back and observing. And that guy's voice that I was kind of commenting on, Lygus is supposed to be this kind of like server admin guy for the loop. He seems to be very much behind it all in a way. So we're kind of trying to figure out what his agenda is as well.
It symbolizes new life and hope, yet often brings to mind struggles, sadness, and loss.
If that ain't Castoris to a T.
These precious flowers I care for with my own hands. Are they destined to bloom only in death's embrace?
It sounds so solemn, yet tinged with an innocent.
Castoris is a character who is suffering without even deserving it. She's actually very sweet, and yet. Alright, this is gonna be Hyacinth. There you go.
May seem gentle in hue, but its courage matches any other.
Hyacinth is amazing. Like, she is a support character, she is a healer, she's not really a combatant, but her strength of heart and her courage. Chef's kiss. I think Hyacinth is the GOAT.
Make a pinky promise with me. No more going back on your word.
I also really like that she has this pet
Really speaks to me.
that looks like
It makes
a
me
little
want to protect
fat
as much as I
Pegasus.
possibly can.
I think he's just the cutest.
Still, protecting everything, everywhere, seems like a dream.
No, Phynon, you can do it as long as you don't slide onto the dark side. Alright, so this last one, I have a feeling I know who this is. Probably my favorite character from all the Emphoria's characters so far. Anaxa.
Behold the scholar, bearer of many names, the grand magician, the great performer, the eye of wisdom, and the defiler of Circes.
Oh, there's just one card. With all those titles, I was expecting a whole deck.
Okay, let me pause here and see if you guys actually caught on to something rather interesting that was going on with these cards. Each of these cards actually do represent some of the tarot cards of the major arcana. Like this is the Hanged Man, right? And there was, I think, the King. Oh, sorry, I think it was the Emperor, something like that back then as well. And you know, stuff like that. Like Caceres is the Death card and stuff like that.
A dromos
I
draped in finery will suffice. It's succinct enough to best summarize my true nature.
Wait, what's with that condescending tone? It's almost as if it knows what we're about to say.
That's an AXA for you. Alright, let's see Finon's cards.
The Deliverer.
Ooh.
According to the tripartite prophecy, this card means absolute harmony and perfection. In fact, it's the only oracle card without a dark side.
What, no divine whispers this time?
Oh, silly. This is simply the card you drew for yourself.
The sleepy village of Ides Elysiae, in just one fleeting moment, welcomed an array of legends.
Wow, I really like this background art here.
The Weaver, Gatekeeper, Ruler,
There
Traveler,
are so many cool details here. Wow.
and Scholar.
Okay, I'm gonna just pause for a moment and take a look at this. Like, for example, let's start here. A character with this little thing at the top of his head. That's Finon, obviously young Finon, running away from a burning scene. Once upon a time, his village burned and he was in a really bad spot. Is something wrong with my mic today? Is it more quiet than normal? Let me try boosting it up. Maybe I can also try speaking a bit louder. As far as the data shows on my end, it seems like it's fine. But anyway, let me continue. Here's Finon, all grown up, with his cool sword and everything. There is this city here. There is also this figure with wings, and I think that this is supposed to be Finon's transformed state that we can see in when he's in combat, right? We see that there's like cycles here. We also see this figure here, the so-called Flame Reaver, who has a sword that's very similar to Finon's over here. I think this is... Oh, look at this! I almost didn't catch this. Finon walking from one side to the other, perhaps implying that this person goes through this stage and ends up at this stage. Because a lot of people die, and this kind of line thing here. Fascinating piece of art. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Anyway, let's continue.
Their stories and wishes.
Oh, what's touching and grazing it is me. I am kind of like having a bit of a cold, so I'm trying to sneeze but not sneeze, so it's my bad.
They brought tales
You might have heard there's a little bit of a nasally quality to my voice today as well. Sinus irritated.
in holy light
Apologies.
of wonders beyond his understanding. Each story so far removed from his simple village life. Once, these were just images on his friend's oracle cards, and yet destiny now stirs in resonance with the maze. And now, they are right in front of one's eyes.
The Deliverer. This card again.
Ah, my child. It seems you're destined to bear the wishes of many.
I think that, personally, just my opinion here, him being the deliverer
Wishes?
is actually making him unhappy.
Just like Kefali. Standing
Like,
eternal
because
atop
he's
the
supposed to
mountain.
bear so many people's wishes and, you know, live for
My
their
parents-
sake,
They only wish for me to grow up,
I think that he's feeling the
around the
pressure of
village.
that a lot.
Stay out of trouble. Mrs. Pythias wished for more books in her little schoolhouse. Wanted us to all learn and grow. And little Piso, he wants to grow up strong like its father, to become a hunter. Is that my purpose? To fulfill their wishes?
He also is starting to feel like maybe he doesn't have a dream
In an ocean.
of his own.
After
Because
all,
if his role is to just
Heavily
deliver the
bears
people's
weight
wishes,
of
what
the
does he live
entire
for?
world.
Right. How could any human possibly measure up to a titan?
I wonder too. Perhaps
What's this?
Oh!
what you see are futures written in the cards.
These are the
Or
characters.
rather, the people you'll meet on your journey. Sometimes fate can guide us when we're lost. Let's consult fate itself. Maybe then we'll know why we must take this path and learn just how many burdens one must bear to become a true deliverer.
Oh boy. Okay. So, let's go to Aglaya and Treeby first.
Personal wishes? I have none. Only the Aranuva matters. The world's rebirth.
Yeah, I think she might know a thing or two, dude. Like, I can't fully trust her.
If I am to live a new era, then it may be one where kindness and her cleaners shall never tread.
She's making references to things that happened last time in the story, or the last loop.
Especially not under the deceitful claim of human rule.
That noble lady? The way she speaks, it's like ice in my veins.
Yeah. Look, I really like her, so I'm not gonna say this answer. I'm gonna say this. I don't think she's a frigid B-word.
Not exactly the warmth I'd expect from someone selfless.
Listen, dude, she's so selfless that she's not even thinking about
Share your
herself.
wishes with us?
Oh, Snowy. You want to know about our wishes now? I wish to meet Trian again. In the sea of flowers
So
where the
this
west wind ends.
version of them is the version from the last loop.
And Aggie, I want to see you shed that golden thread cocoon around your heart. Just once more. Smile at us again like that bright-eyed girl in white who stood before the Yanisopolis temple. Finally, I pray that the footsteps of lost souls no longer wander aimlessly. Instead, replaced by the bright songs of prayer. Are we wishing for too much? Well, let's say these three wishes represent Trian and Trinan too.
Those wishes are truly wonderful.
Huh, so he's emotionally reacting to these stories and wishes from people who he supposedly doesn't know.
Because only you can make these wishes
Yeah,
come true.
Calyx, I did beat the Night Lord, when it comes to Night Rain. I have been playing some of the souped up versions of bosses that they've been putting into the game so far, and I've been having a really good time. But Night Rain is best played when, in my opinion anyway, when you're with friends, so you all can communicate and actually organize. And it's a little hard to stream that way, so I haven't been able to stream it to any of y'all. But I find it to be a very fun game. It's not live service, right? Like, it has a fixed price and every content that's coming into the game is for free. It's just, how do you say, it's an ongoing game for now. I don't really know what their end game is, and there are actually a lot of players who are asking for the game to be live service, which I think is rather ironic because this is the one time they didn't make a game live service and players are like, come on, make it live service. We want to play this game like for a long, long time. And what about this game and the new bosses? So basically, after the game came out, a couple of weeks after, they decided to add some like maxed out versions of existing bosses. So one boss a week, and then it goes on a kind of rotation, right? And so far, we're on our third boss of this kind. I've faced the first two. They were really, really fun, and I can't wait for more, to be honest. Like, I think that this is a really great way to keep the game fresh. Each of them offers a very cool challenge, and I'm looking forward to seeing where all of this goes. I am a big fan of Elden Ring Night Rain. I think that for what it is, for what it does, it's very enjoyable. Especially when you and your teammates are really coordinated and you end up doing some really cool stuff. I hope that answers your question. Let me continue on to see what's going on here.
Mark these words, Snowy. See you tomorrow.
Oh, they're gone. Okay, so we will leave the men folk for later. Let's talk to these guys.
Hello! If it isn't our little deliverer, my wish. Just let me wine and dine and soak up the sun for another millennium or two. I mean, what's the point of dying rich if you never lived rich?
So true, bestie.
Right, Princess Home Buddy? Cypher, that's not how I see it. My one wish is to find that missing piece in my life.
For context, you guys, Castoris can't physically touch anybody without killing them. It's part of her abilities as somebody connected to the Titan of Death. It's very tragic.
And it's my dearest memory. And speaking of riches, for someone with all those treasures behind your divine power, you've led a pretty cheap life.
Ouch! Where did that come from? Right for the jugular, huh? What about our friend from the Grove?
My wish came true before I touched the sky. I transformed my healing power into gentle sunlight, distributing it equally to every life I cherished and loved.
You two are so selfless, aren't you? No surprise Aglaya wanted you for the flame chase journey. You know what? I did have one wild dream. To know what it feels like being born a noble lady, drowning in riches. Just think, if I traded places with that seamstress, me in the mansion, her on the streets. I'd like to see if she'd still become.
I think the Wolverine to Castoris's rogue would probably be Mighty, but I don't know if they're tight like that. Because think about it this way, right? Castoris can kill people with a touch, and Mighty is immortal.
They're like those candy
So-
apples the Ides Elysiae children love, shining even brighter when bathed in sunlight. Warm embrace, equal healing, and perhaps living free. They're all wishing for a kinder world in their own way.
You know, he's right. It's interesting that there's that kind of thematic connection between all of them. Also, let's talk to Mighty last, okay? Because Finon and Mighty are real tight. In this particular instance, is called the god of strife, not war. But yes, essentially that's the same thing.
Finan, my student. Must we go over
Anaxa,
this
the
again?
goat. He's the goat.
Listen well.
Listen, I have a bias, and it's eye patch characters, and Anaxa has an eye patch.
It reeks of
I also like characters who use guns, and guess who uses guns? Anaxa.
My life's work is done. All that remains is for you to take the final step and prove the ultimate truth.
That our world is a fake simulation.
I, Anaxagoras, shall become a god of the new world. Through irrefutable logic, I will prove that mortal wisdom can achieve divine greatness.
And that is why he's the goat.
Isn't he, you know, a little
Amazing.
I just daydream about hero stories, but he's fantasizing about becoming a titan?
Yeah, goats dream big dreams, alright? His ambitions rest on your
Come on, you're
shoulders.
joking, right? Am I really being burdened with a dream that feels more like a fantasy?
Listen, this is a space fantasy game. You can do it. Alright, now, finally, last but not least, Mighty. Finon's bestie.
Finan? Since when did you become so timid? Asking such juvenile questions about wishes.
What's that supposed to mean? What's with that condescending tone?
Listen, that's how he tells you he cares about
Don't
you,
we have
okay?
become friends with this half-naked show?
Half naked show. Yeah, y'all. Uh, okay, both of these answers are amazing though. You'll be the kind of friends who think nothing. I'm gonna go with this first one because I think it sounds the sassiest.
Just what kind of life am I going to lead?
A really good one until it gets really bad, but that's not on you, okay?
Whatever.
Yeah,
Most
Mighty,
of
set
the
him straight.
Chronon warriors are done, but I survived 1,000 deaths only to fall to a coward's blade. That masked flame reaver who struck from behind. Finan, you look... Never mind. That blank look tells me you're completely lost. My wish is simple. One honest duel, face to face, blade to blade. Then I'll strip away that mask with my own hands.
Yes, go, Mighty.
Nothing but violence and vengeance. This person's wish is nothing short of brutal.
So these crystallized versions of these characters, in my opinion, are probably remnants of the memories of them that existed from the previous version. Like, Finon is interacting with them right now, but he is the new version, so he doesn't remember anything. But they do. They know him. They are the personalities, the goals, the feelings that they had previously as well. I don't know why they're here or what makes this happen. It could be a Cyrene thing, it could be because of these little fairies or whatever. But I'm interested to see how this all plays out. And wasn't that just the most mighty wish of them all? I want a
Still,
good fight.
those eyes burn with the noble pride I've read about. This wish, I shall not forget.
Good. Alright. We've talked to all those guys, now let's see what Cyrene has to say.
So tell me, has the uncertainty in your heart begun to
This
fade?
story is supposed to go on until
So many
3.8,
faces
so
in my
no, I don't
future.
think so. I think this is the halfway point of
So
the
many
story.
wishes.
But I'm pretty sure that we're gonna get some capital L
choose to
lore
show us
bombs
this
this patch. Like,
Let's wait.
things are really getting to a very exciting point
Didn't you say
now.
disaster would strike Amphorius? If so, shouldn't Cyrene and I stay in Ides Elysiae? How could we possibly meet all these people?
This is not gonna happen. I have no idea what you mean by this. And I feel like as the only person who knows the future, I shouldn't clue these people in on the future and then potentially warp the present. So let's go with this one.
That's wonderfully optimistic. I like it.
Okay, happy Finon. Go continue to be happy. We'll try to keep you
Cyrene,
protected.
may I have that deliverer card?
Of course. But why?
Although those voices, visages, and wishes may seem far away now, I can't ignore the sense that something is calling me, bidding me to take a hold of it. Maybe its true weight can only be known once it's in my grasp.
In that case, accept this gift. Oracle cards carrying time's wisdom, blessed by Orynyx. May they journey with you, become your memories, and spark rippling waves of change in times to come.
I'll hold these words close to my heart. But now that I'm holding them, they don't seem all that different from ordinary playing cards.
Uh-oh. What was that?
What? What's happening?
Everyone, we've got big trouble, Mimi! Burning, smoke everywhere.
Oh
It's all coming
no.
from the maze.
That thing that I knew was gonna happen is now happening.
It's here. The seeds of disaster have already taken hold. Sooner than we had foreseen. This time, not even the veil of Evernight could shield us.
You mean Ides Elysiae will be swept up in the prophesized catastrophe?
I'm afraid so. My children, take shelter in the Remembrance Maze. One step outside, and this horror will consume you both.
But my parents, the whole village. You're right. Chief, what are we truly facing? Is this the power of a Titan?
This is beyond any Titan. Beyond any
Mika, that's a
danger
really interesting
overcome
point.
with strategy alone.
I'm gonna speak a little candidly, like as far as a fan of the story goes, what are my expectations, right? So, recently we came to find out that in Star Rail there's this thing called the Path of Destruction, right? In Star Rail you have these gods that exist called Aeons, and each of them represents a specific philosophy. Destruction, abundance, preservation, remembrance. You get the idea. So the Path of Destruction has like individuals that this the Aeon of Destruction has basically blessed to be like, if this person is like the highest authority, these people act in their stead, kind of thing. You can think of them as lieutenants, right? And these particular lieutenants, they're known as emanators, right? Basically, they emanate the power of the path that they serve. And the special name given to the emanators of destruction are Lord Ravagers. So, like for example, you can say, "Oh, this character is a Lord Ravager. There's a Lord Ravager named whatever," right? Anyway, in this lore dump, we came to understand that each Lord Ravager exists specifically to destroy another path. Like, there's one that's out to get the Harmony path, there's one that's out to get the Erudition path, right? And we found out that there is a Lord Ravager trapped on Emphorius who was supposed to be, kind of being kept busy by this looping storyline where, like, initially we thought, what if this person is Phynon and this person is just living through, like, endless tragedy and in a way to keep them busy to prevent them from going out into the wider cosmos of Star Rail and just wreaking havoc, right? But now, because of some news revelations, I've come to realize that no, Phynon may not be that Lord Ravager. That Lord Ravager may actually be someone else. But what's going on with Phynon is, I think that Lord Ravager is trying to turn Phynon into somebody who embodies destruction, into somebody who is essentially gonna go out of this simulation and just wreak havoc on the galaxy at large, right? But um, I am of the opinion that because two reasons, right? Because Phynon is a playable character, and also because our main character is intervening in Phynon's story super hard, that this plan is not gonna succeed, right? I think that um, so far in Star Rail we haven't had evil playable characters, right? Like we haven't had villains who are playable. We've had people who are neutral, people who are not necessarily our friends but are still not against us. They are playable. So I think what's going to happen is that when the Lord Ravager that's trapped on Emphorius tries to make Phynon into one of their own, into another agent of destruction, Phynon is going to rebel. And I think that Phynon is going to end up hating the destruction more, thereby becoming an agent of destruction who wants to destroy the path of destruction. Does that make sense? Like, I think this guy is gonna be a little bit of an anti-hero rather than a full-on villain. And I do think he's gonna suffer really badly in the story. I think that is inevitable. He's gonna go through, like, absolute pain. That is something I'm definitely sure of.
It's an
I'm just
unspeakable
holding on to
horror
hope that maybe it'll
that
not
twists
make him into
all
an utter
life
villain.
into
That maybe
abominations
he
that
will
never
end up
bleed
being,
nor cry.
like a ruthless guy against the bad guys
Titans
instead of
for
just
destruction, burning from within,
villainous
until only
straight
empty
up,
shells remain,
or a puppet for the
knowing
bad
only
guys.
death and destruction.
But these are my
The dark
speculations.
tide,
So
that's
far,
what
they've
this
proven that they are
elemental
actually
truly
very
is.
okay with doing things in the
It
story,
consumes all in its
like
path,
killing characters
scattering
or
none
putting people
but
into
the
very
Remembrance
terrible
Maze.
situations. This black tide thing, by the way, has been a problem for every simulation so far. It's like the thing that slowly causes the world to end.
Not even Titans can.
Yes. So please, don't leave this forgotten realm the gods abandoned. You are the first to uncover our presence, and the only two who can enter the maze. We don't wish for you to throw your lives away.
Finan, what path do we take?
Interesting that this is an option. And it's in a different color. I'm gonna click that one.
I learned the sword to protect those close to me. If I run now, I'll never be worthy of lifting a blade again.
Then we know what we must do.
Indeed, our friend is right. We must take action. Forgive me, Chief, but Ides Elysiae needs us. And as her child, I must act.
Very well.
Yeah, that was me bumping into my mic again.
With me, Cyrene. Join us, my friend. Even without a sword, I'll take a rake. Even with the roughest steel, I'll keep our home safe.
Yeah, that's right.
However, the card's truth extends beyond its mere literal meaning. There's another hidden layer within. Not someone perfect from the start, standing high above, casting merciful gazes upon the world. But one who starts small, from a humble village, expanding their world within step by step, learning to save others as they grow. When we were little, I told him I wished this world would never need a deliverer. Now that wish has shattered. Yet I'm glad he's chosen to walk this path. And all of this happened because you believed in him, friend. Shall we?
Did it? Did it
It's only
really?
when you're by our side that
I
Finan
don't
and
know.
that our hearts find their courage. I know you're watching us right now. Aren't you, great hero from the future?
There you are, you devil.
Such cruel irony. Though destined to bear the world's burden, this boy can never become the hero to bring forth the dawn.
Are you just here to spoil the story? What are you talking about, loser?
Bear witness as this man, forever denied the mantle of hero, takes his first step on the path to deliverance. Watch this memory play out its final act. See with your own eyes how everything began. Then you'll see why his dream of deliverance was always destined to become this world's requiem.
I'm so nervous. Oh my god.
A sun red as blood, wheat fields turning to dust, and in the heart of it all, a village aflame. In that moment, the boy stood in what felt like the end of existence itself.
Huh? Is the sound censored?
These creatures, they're everywhere.
Ooh, look how he has golden blood.
Anyone? Where are you?
It's saying fine on.
It can't be.
Wait, did he just kill his own village?
Are you talking to me?
Oh my god. Did he see his own villagers as monsters? Oh my god. What am I watching right now? I thought his village got attacked by monsters.
Olivia. I alone.
What?
Please. No.
There you go, Mika. I hope you're happy with this sudden twist of fate because this is absolutely god awful. And I guess Happy Finon's gone.
Olivia. I'm so sorry.
What?
And these monsters.
Y'all, I'm shook.
Why? Why is this happening?
Okay, so one question I have in my mind right now is, did Finon hallucinate them
The black tide
as monsters, or did they turn into monsters?
and his companions, and together they ran toward their first battlefield. In the far-off future, the land of Amphorius would bear the marks of the hero's footsteps. With sword in hand, he would inscribe an eternal mark in the golden epic. And when dawn broke over scorched earth, a boy, covered in wounds, buried the dead one by one. His
I'm not a big fan of the black screens. At least throw some art on here, you know? But, like, the story itself is rather compelling.
his home,
Ah, here we go.
past, his name, all buried beneath the soil.
His name? Oh, wait a minute.
Carried him forward over the pillar of stone.
I missed out. There's a Finon here, too.
The chalice of plenty, through the deadly fogs of the hand of shadow. He wandered without direction, like a withered leaf drifting in the wind.
Okay, let me pause this thing to respond to your comment about Silent Hill 2 Calyx, okay? So,
Etched into memories.
this is a game that I have been kind of observing on the side for quite some time, and here's my verdict. A lot of people expected the game to be dog water, but somehow, surprising everyone, it's actually great. The Bloober team, or whatever they're called, actually managed to not utterly mess it up. I hope that answers your question. Now I'm gonna go back to having an existential crisis over my boy Finon. Oh boy. And yeah, Lygus is your ancient know-it-all who's definitely up to something in the background guy. I don't trust him at all. At all. Okay, like I'm not even sure what he's telling me is the truth. I think he's a real bad dude.
Yet
Anyway, let's continue.
without purpose, deep in his heart, a voice always guided him forward to fulfill the wishes he had inherited, to brave peril, and to do all that was within his power to save those who needed saving. Those words his friends spoke long ago, when his journey began, lingered.
Protect those who must be protected.
The words were few, but they gave him all the certainty.
I feel really bad for this guy, y'all. Like, he's going through it right now.
To be ordinary and choose to be more.
Onward he walked, until the call of the flame chase journey thundered across the land. In the vision painted by prophecy, humanity would triumph over the gods, seize the core flames, and ignite a new dawn for Amphorius.
Yet losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, where life too seems as small as a speck of dust.
Aglaya's
Only
words.
one who treats the world as their teacher can bear its eventual destiny. Are you prepared for such teachings?
The voice within spoke, and he answered softly.
No matter. My existence is of no consequence.
Oh my god, this guy is really going through it. No, Finon, your existence is of grave consequence.
He answered, traveling to the holy city. The
Wait.
elders met his warrior's spirit with nothing but scorn, condemning him to the barracks in derision.
Interestingly, this seems like his journey, right? And like as we go on, he's gonna go further and further along. So this is his horrible start. This is him determining to fight to protect the people who needs to be protected. This is him being a bit crestfallen. Yeah, I'm gonna be buying a mic sometime later this year. I apologize. Currently using my headset mic. It's not the best, but it was better than when it was before. It used to be an Apple earpod, which was just ridiculous. Anyway, so then we have this. I wonder what's gonna happen. Also, doesn't it seem to you that we're kind of speed running this cycle?
Not the world, not even him. Yet, this nameless recruit stood at the gates of legend.
You think so? Okay, let me give it a try.
At last, who would walk
Advanced
his
audio
path
properties.
right beside him.
Okay, so I'm gonna figure it out for the
This
next chat. For now, I'm just gonna carry on, okay? Because I'm a little bit zeroed in on the story.
Hold on. Finance here too? And is that Mighty and Trinan?
And now, Act 2 of our immersive drama unfolds.
Thanks for the tip.
The temple. Why now? Are you insane? That blonde man is the Crown Prince of Krymnos. Mess with him, and every last person in this city could wind up dead.
Calm yourselves. The Holy Maiden has everything under control. We need only wait patiently.
Behold, it is the month of Gate, light calendar 4926. The Crown Prince of Krymnos, Midimos, has led his forces to the gates of Akima. As you know, though Midimos was proud, he did not engage in needless violence. He challenged the elders of Akima to a duel, not for glory, but for the rights and dignity of his people, to ensure they wouldn't live as second-class citizens in foreign lands. After Aglaya's mediation, Finan met Midimos' challenge as the Elder's representative. This duel was to change the course of the Flame Chase journey itself. So, as Finan's most important companion, his lifelong friend, please continue to bear witness to his memories.
Can we please fight Mighty? That would be so amazing.
Is this your idea of an honorable duel?
Bloodshed isn't the way. We and Aggie don't want to see Chrysoceres turn on each other. True warriors know when to sheathe their blades. The impartial Talantan shall oversee this duel. You need only place your offerings upon their scales. Something that has more weight than the fate of the world.
Which means only those who understand the world's weight are worthy to carry it. Is this how you plan to test our convictions? Well, Kremnoan, looks like you won't be able to punch your way through this one.
It makes no difference. One last chance, new recruit. Walk away, and I'll spare your life. Otherwise, come and face me. I'll give you a warrior's death.
Mighty is just so extra, you guys. I love him.
Hard to imagine they once clashed like this. Holy Maiden, I can't help but feel like a pawn that has stumbled into some greater political gain.
You're absolutely correct.
Every hero was once a child, and every child must grow.
That's so. I don't even know why I'm standing here right now. Look at me. Just a common soldier. Since swordsmanship won't decide the winner, Lady Goldweaver should be here instead. My devotion to the Holy City could never compare to hers.
What if we told you this duel isn't about winning or losing, but rather in the choice you make?
Are you saying that Lady Goldweaver is testing me?
Interesting.
Every chrysosaur is indispensable to the flame chase journey. And you and the Crown Prince of Kremnos are both a part of the prophecy. What the duel marks is not an ending, but a beginning. So, listen to your heart. We wish only to hear your answer.
True enough. The voice within has never failed me. It doesn't matter what the result is. I'll give it everything I have.
Spoken like a chrysosaur. Now go, Finon. Your journey has only just begun.
Whew.
That's right, comrade. It's time for us to teach that proud prince a lesson together. Me? With him? Don't joke around like that.
Trust me, you're gonna become the best
Still,
of friends.
On the topic of the Temple of the Three Fates, here we are. At the Temple of the Time Titan. And I don't even know how Cyrene's studies are progressing. We haven't really had much contact since I set out. Still, I hope she's doing well. Anyway, let's go, comrade. It's not every day you get a chance to see Talantin's scales of justice.
What's going on? Did he just say Cyrene's studying here? But how is that possible? Wasn't she?
Wait.
Of course, Lycus disappears right when I need answers.
Yeah, Lycus is a real POS, but do you guys notice that this little thing is glitching out? Over here. I don't think that's on, like, that's an accident. I think that's a little hint.
I need to catch up with Finon first.
Oh, hey, main character spoke. Let's go.
Amazing. Talantin may have fallen, but their scales remain true to their purpose.
I hope you still remember your purpose, new recruit.
You seem awfully confident, Kremnoan. Let's see how you define the idea of weight.
For your information, in Castrum Kremnos, the punishment for profaning a duel with such crooked words is impalement. But as we're in foreign lands, I'll indulge you.
This guy is just so extra.
Of Kremnos, the crown jewel of our people. That's my choice.
A ring. Not just any ornament, I'd wager. What's the story behind this little treasure?
Don't push your luck. Think I'd pour my heart out to you?
Yeah, Mighty doesn't have time for backstories. Y'all just like put up or shut up.
1,000 years of glory could bring a titan to its knees, let alone a nobody like you.
So to him, glory and his people outweigh the entire world.
And the very destiny that Mighty himself will eventually shoulder.
I wonder what Finon will put down.
Tough one. What can I possibly offer against a ring that signifies so much? Well, comrade, what does your gut tell you?
I'm gonna say the Deliverer card and you need a blade or the Heart of Steel. So let's go with the card.
Looks like we really are on the same wavelength.
Oh, he was thinking the same thing. Okay.
In the end, there's only one thing I can trust. The Deliverer that appeared in my life on that day. How ironic. I can't even look at this card properly, much less follow where it leads. Just thinking about how my village was swallowed by the black tide makes my hands shake. The flames, the screams, my utter failure to protect anyone. Speaking rationally, I know it's not nearly enough. Aedes Elysiae was just a small village. Its loss barely a scar on
I
Amphorius'
told you
face.
guys that this place being called Aedes Elysiae, the Tomb of Elysia, meant something.
My heart says something else. This card. It's everything I have left. Nothing weighs heavier.
Perhaps that itself is the answer.
Look, Finon.
It's so nice to see you all again.
How are you here? Like, you dying was part of his tragic backstory.
Oh, seeing you here sure is a sweet surprise. Why so surprised? Could it be... Did you miss me?
Cyrene? This is incredible. I was literally just thinking about how you might be here. But I'd never imagined I'd see you this soon.
I was supposed to leave with the priests, but then I heard Lady Maiden was with a white-haired young man. I figured it had to be you, so I snuck back here.
That's Cyrene for you. Unfortunately, this isn't a good time for reminiscing. That Kremnoan over there.
Still playing house, boy?
You get the idea.
Quite the hothead. You know, you two just might get along.
That's what I've been saying, yeah,
Don't
they're meant to
worry.
be besties.
You already know what the answer is, don't you? If that's your choice, I am with you. I am with you because I remember it all too. The fields of Aedes Elysiae, those red leaves, that little swing of mine beneath the tree where I dreamed the sweetest dreams. And those dear fairies in the Membrance Maze. It hurts so much knowing they're gone forever. The pain speaks for itself. Our hometown may have been just a tiny village, but to us, it was the whole
They keep
world.
saying that, right? Like, is that even metaphorical at this point?
That's not enough, Finon. Not nearly enough. Even though hatred can help people grow and turn a boy into an unbreakable warrior, what you need now is victory. You can't just stack the scales with your past suffering. You have to throw the weight of your future onto them as well.
The future? What do you mean?
Maybe that was a bit too cryptic for you, but it's actually really simple. Why not have our mutual friend here stand on the scales with the deliverer? How about it? Can you help? Of course. After all, you're what we aspire to.
VR? Why?
Let's try that. The fate of Akuma hangs on this duel. I must claim victory. For their sake, I will stake everything I have. Stand with me, comrade, and we shall become heroes. Let's. Together we'll prove that what weighs more than the fate of the world is the resolve to shoulder an immutable past and carry it into the future.
Okay,
Lantern, the fair, the just, they of unassailable integrity. The challengers have made their choices in the name of the Holy Maiden of the Three Fates. Lower your scales, weigh destiny, and reveal unto us your verdict.
Your offering is... a card?
Yes, a flimsy little card. That is my choice. Just know that it's called the Deliverer.
Interesting.
oh, Mighty
Very well.
usually calls Finon Deliverer.
Me with this
Maybe this is
card,
why.
and that's what I'll call you.
Ah, there we go, let's go.
It's a deal.
The scales. They're wavering.
Talantin is deliberating on the outcome. It appears the convictions of both sides are equally matched.
This is suffocating. Like the whole world's weight is on my shoulders.
Yeah, you're gonna feel that plenty.
What my
Looks like the party is slowly getting back together, Calyx.
Finally decided?
Hear thee, children of humanity. I shall pronounce judgment, for the difference is now clear. The one whose offering weighs more than the fate of the world is... one from Ides Elysiae, the nameless hero.
Oh, so I'm the winner?
However, heed this. The true weight of conviction originates not from itself, but rather in that which tips the scales. Hope itself.
What's that supposed to
Yeah,
be?
this particular tribe is called
Anyone's personal convictions
Trinon, and she has like flowers covering her eyes. So there's three of them, right? Tribe, Trian, and Trinon.
Which we all share. You, me, everyone here. What tipped the scales wasn't Finan's conviction alone, but the collective hopes carried by this oracle card. Humanity's desperate call for a deliverer.
Yes, even you and your people, Kremnoan.
Placing us both on the same side of the scales? Foolish. We Kremnoans are your mortal enemies. Such weak idealism will only get you skewered on our spears.
Fine by me. I've never claimed to be the deliverer from the card anyway. I'm a soldier. And if it's my fate to bleed my last on the battlefield, then so be it. I'll fight till my last breath. And on this, I know that we're the same. That's all a hero really is. Someone with that kind of conviction. And a deliverer? Just a sum of all those heroes.
A brilliant explanation. Just as prophesied, on this day...
So, Finon has now met everyone in this loop.
I should have known from the start. They all say Lady Goldweaver is quite brazen.
Yeah, we are on one because we are supposed to represent the hope for the future or something like that. It's a little convoluted, but ultimately the reason why Finon won and Mighty didn't is because Mighty's thing on the scale was only about the past, whereas Finon matched him past for past and also added the hopes for a better future. Does that make sense? Yeah, and we've never actually seen them meet, so this is kind of nice to see.
But this lion didn't come here for bloodshed, did he?
The Kremnoans far outmatch Arkham's forces, yet we haven't lost a single soul. That's no accident, is it?
Do you honestly think Kremnoans, renowned for our love of battle, would show mercy?
Listen, either you showed mercy or you suck at war. Which is it?
Equally renowned for their iron discipline. And so, we can only assume that this...
Yeah, the memories aren't there, because Finon is living them. For our character, we are in a position where we know the story from the point we joined, which was kind of near the end, but now we're getting to see the parts that did happen that we were not there for. You feel me? So this is kind of new for the player and the character.
Perhaps Akama isn't as hidebound as the rumors say. You grasp the true marrow of power more clearly than those elders.
Now that the wheels of fate are turning, what finer way to celebrate this fortuitous encounter than a feast?
Let's go. Love a feast.
Follow me, brave outlanders.
Brave outlanders. I love her accent so much.
Countless as the stars. And at this moment, we find ourselves gathered here by the light of the flames of the long night.
That accent.
History shall remember this moment. The prophesied Chrysos heirs now stand assembled, heralding a new dawn for Amphorius.
You must see now how different this is from the flame chase.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't how it was the last time, according to what they said. Just whose memories are these?
Patience. We're approaching the final act.
This
These
ball tickler, I swear.
first memories. They are of particular importance for the imminent era nova. Such as this very moment, as the prophesized demigods gather with Talentum as witness. This is a moment calculated by the gods. What comes after is no different from that which you already know.
I don't really know. Maybe she does live, but the fact that she is here already is very unusual if you're talking about Cyrene.
Light forward through the long night. Ah, come. Your seat awaits. After 13 heartbeats.
13, huh?
Our heroes will be ferried to the final scene.
Uh-oh, what now?
They say that the heroes of this world should be as countless as the stars. Yet now, we're the only ones left standing.
What?
So, in the end, the black tide still swallowed everything.
The West stands protected by mighty Scrimnoans. It will hold for the time being.
I'm gonna take a screenshot of this.
Professor Anaxa deployed wards in the north and east before. Their effectiveness is untested, but I believe in him. And Arkham.
So something interesting, this moon symbol thing that she's holding is something that this enemy that's been showing up in multiple patches known as the Flame Reaver has been holding. So a busted up sword and that moon thing. So a combination of Phynon and Cyrene, I guess. And what you're seeing right now, Calyx, is what we call the Titan, the world-bearing Titan, Kefali. And he's not holding up his titties, he's basically a four-armed god holding up the world on his back. It's supposed to represent how foundational this Titan is for the world. Yeah, it's very Atlas-coded. Yeah, Mika, I think that they really are skipping over to the most important bits because we've already seen a majority of the stuff. And yeah, it kind of looks like he's holding Dalamud on his back, doesn't it? Dalamud, for those who don't know, is a Final Fantasy XIV thing.
We needn't fear for Aglaia. Even in death, she counts as the greatest among demigods.
She's dead again.
Her threads of romance weave an impenetrable shield. And the people answer her call, rallying to the city's defense. Let's move. Kefali has given
So
me
in
conflict.
this...
We must complete the Era Nova before the next
in
entry
this
out.
cycle,
For Amphorius.
Cyrene lived.
3 hours.
So, this is the last time we'll see her.
Finan. We set out on this journey to answer the world's desire, didn't we?
That's what it means to be a Chrysosaur. So has it always been.
Then why? Why must Amphorius's wishes be so cruel? We made the best choices we could, whenever we could. But in the end, the prophecy that led us, this black tide swallowing everything. Why does it look like this?
I think this is just the end of another cycle.
I don't know. We haven't had any other choice except to move forward. Not for a long time now. Even if we only see the long, long night ahead, I still believe that through it, will find the dawn on the other side. Beyond these flames, a new sun will someday rise.
Oh, he's...
To the Temple of the Three Fates. You'll take over Time's authority, and we'll return all the core flames to the Vortex. Then put this world's fate to its final rest. After which...
What do you mean they did something similar with Genshin? Fill me up. Fill me in. I don't know what's been going on in that game.
Grand journey.
Act 3. Return. So the last time, our character was the one who was doing the time trial for Oronix.
Disturbing your sleep, Oronix.
It matters not. I know fate has run its course.
Tide has reached Akama.
Oh yeah, Sumero is what you're talking about.
Have much time left.
It was kind of a time loop, I guess, but it kind of seemed like people's consciousness was being reset while the time itself carried on as normal. But yeah, there was a time loop thing going on there as well. But here, it's very much like we're in a simulation. The whole world is being recreated after being destroyed. That aspect of it is really prominent. And it looks like I am a little bit close to the end time of the stream, but the story is kind of in a really hard-hitting moment, and I don't have control back yet. So I'm gonna play on until I get control, and then, you know, we'll kind of end it there. Maybe half an hour, we'll see.
It is time.
I'm definitely not doing 4 hours this time, I swear, you guys. Please, you gotta believe me.
I shall present the core flame of time.
Damn, Oronix is sure nice. We had to fight some of these titans, you know.
River of time. It will guard your passage to the vortex of Genesis. Step through and witness.
Professor Anaxa proved the truth of Genesis with his sacrifice.
So
As
that happened
Christ
this
was
round
heirs of the
too.
prophecy, we were always destined to immolate ourselves for this world. Now, it's our turn. We can't let everyone's sacrifices be in vain.
I don't need another pep talk, Finan. After all, we've been ready to fight fate ever since we left the village, haven't we?
Hyacinth. Yeah, if only she were here. God knows where she is.
Let's claim the miracle we were promised and burn away every last shadow in this world.
And then rise as the first light of a new world.
Light calendar 4931, the third week of the month of Evernight. Welcome, my lord, to the end of the flame chase. And the end of all things.
You mysterious piece of crap. You better explain something. Sometime.
Accept the invitation to step across the threshold. And behold, beyond this gate lies the new world that our heroes sought through their trials, as well as the terminus that the owner of these long memories has been hurtling towards their entire life. Perhaps you
Oh, you laugh? The world's ending and you laugh?
too familiar.
This guy.
Then you'll understand how the mortal called Finan shouldered the world's weight. How that same burden crushed him, proving that the so-called deliverer is nothing more than Emphorius's own delusion. A pitiful fantasy that it could defy fate's decree.
Listen, this whole game is about defying fate's decree. It can, alright? That's why I'm here.
The answers you seek lie in these non-existent times.
Oh my gosh, I'm actually quite nervous. Let's see what happens. Just to keep it lore accurate, I'm gonna go as myself. Alright. Alright, Bubbles, stay cool, alright? This little guy next to me is Bubbles.
The future revealed by the Titan.
Just what will we see?
Enter the end of destiny, it said.
The vortex of Genesis. So it is here. Just what is this?
Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. The vortex.
He sounds so vicious now, right? It's not just me.
Begins and ends.
Mika, to give you a little lore context, because it seems like you're at least half interested in what the heck is going on here. This place is the so-called vortex of Genesis, right? You see, like, there are these symbols up here. Each of them is supposed to represent one of the gods. And so what the Flame Chase journey is about is grabbing the souls, also known as core flames, of these gods, and then putting them into, like, this little dais full of water in here. And it will light up these constellations, and once all of them are lit, you can remake the world. That's the long and short of it. You with me? Alright, let's continue to see what this absolute gaslighting final boss that is Lygus is up to.
As an unattainable existence that has dwelled within his heart, beyond his reach, you have accompanied him through the march of years uncounted. You naturally have the right to view the river of time in its fullness, and to witness what he...
I hope that answers your question about the vortex of Genesis. It's the name given to this area where the world is reborn. It's a kind of a portal place, right? And it's where a new world is born, hence Genesis. Oh boy, boy. Alright. Come Bubbles, come with me. Let's go.
My journey to the Aranova.
Aranova comes.
Oh wow, this is actually very cool. I love this. Let's be fine on for this sequence. Oh no. See that dais thing? It has kind of like weird magic water or something in it.
That matters. This brutal flame chase journey has stripped away my delusions. I know the future is in some peaceful paradise with gentle west winds, just waiting to welcome us to step in.
This will be a romantic story like none that has come before.
Girl, you said that the last time.
You think so too, right?
Yeah, haven't I seen this scene before?
Ah, indeed. In his memories, such a scene replays over and over. Though the details may differ, this remains ever the same. All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. A total of 33,550,335 times.
What? Phynon has been going through this loop 33 million times? Are you kidding me?
Is a drop from the river of time, representing the long journey he would take, or rather, a never-ending cycle.
I knew it! I knew it! But 33 million times? That's insane! Yeah, you bet I'm sharp. I'm gonna cut your face off one day. Just you wait. Give you an HP bar and that HP bar is hitting 0.
Why not Let your own two eyes uncover the truth.
You know, I think I just might.
Or perhaps you can simply walk straight to the final truth. See the true face of the character you play, and witness the ultimate nature of the Chrysos heirs.
Listen, you're offering me a lot of really good stuff.
And the cycles of Unforius.
I am gonna watch these memories.
Take your time.
Take your time. Yeah.
As much as you
Eternal Recurrence number 134.
Not a single soul to be seen. So this is how the vortex looks at the end of days. Looks like I've got company after all. But since you've made it here, so in the end you succeeded, Executioner.
Executioner? Who the heck is an executioner? Wait, what was that again? Like 1 million something, right?
Didn't you?
Yes. I've become Death's demigod, and shall never again walk the world of the living. What you see is the surging of the river of souls, brought on by the countless dead.
Yeah, no
feeding it
kidding,
in
Mika.
dark
This guy's
tunnels.
living through it, like he's really gone through it.
They cry out. Though dead, they'll converge into a torrent.
So
and
in
go
this
to the
cycle,
vortex
Castoris helped
to see
Phynon
their
push through
love
to the end.
I will take all the wishes of the departed with me. Please, everyone, fight with me to the very last.
I hear them. The dead hail you. They're prepared. Go on, Deliverer. We'll keep that executioner in our shadows.
Wait, why are they looking at us?
The path before you leads to light and eternal flames.
Also, this would be 10,348,765. Okay, what's the next one? 7,753,021. Why did they look at us when at the camera when they said deliverer? Oh, this time it's Cypher.
There's water everywhere. This place is always so wet and sticky. Even my tail's getting heavy. Plus that burnt smell. And that sizzling noise. Yikes. Nobody from Delos could stand this.
So you feel it too, huh?
Go on then. I'll handle the filth. Do what you need to do.
Let me fight with you. Better odds with two.
Hey, remember what the seamstress said? You know what really matters.
Yeah.
So every time they try to create a new era, an era nova, it always loops back to the beginning of this era and they go through some form of suffering again and again and again.
The business of making losing deals. I'll distract that executioner. You go turn the world's biggest lie into truth. Let me become the first wind of your new world.
Alright, what about the next one? Number 2,691. Mighty survived.
Just shut up and get out of here.
Are you crazy, Mighty? Immortal or not, even if you're the demigod of strife.
Oh, I'm still no match for them.
No, I know you can. I just wanted to request that you witness the Era Nova with me. Together, let's prove
That we're enough to transcend the prophesized fate.
He's begging Mighty to come with him.
Could it be that now, at the critical juncture, our mighty deliverer is chickening out? Scared of a stupid prophecy? I'll transcend the prophesized fate. Alright. But I've got a better way. As the son of Gorgo, I'll prove myself with one last grand victory. Just like when I ripped out the old king's heart.
Mighty is such an interesting character. Like, he's a really good example of that brutal berserker character who also has a heart of gold. Like, he might be putting on a brave front, but he's trying to help Finon.
We'll raise our cups where the west winds end.
Where the west winds end. Okay, next one. 823,156. This is wild, y'all. Oh, look, it's Hyacinth and little Ika.
Hey, little one. Are you scared?
Wait, not even Hyacinth, it's little Ika alone.
As brave as Hyacinth. Stay close, little Ika. What? No, not you two.
You cannot be showing me the death of a cute mascot right now. What?
I see. I won't squander your kindness. Your hopes. So please, keep this bit of sky standing for me. Well, now there's one last thing I need to do before the Aranova. Come, Executioner. Let this patch of clear sky show me where to strike.
Is this Executioner the Flame Reaver, perhaps? Okay, what is this? 33 million. 550,334.
All shall bid farewell.
Oh, Aglaya survived at the last this time.
And that person alone will witness the miracle. Such is the will of fate.
So even the future revealed by the Titans may not come to pass.
The Era Nova. This unrivaled masterpiece. I have no regrets now that I may entrust it to my most trusted apprentice.
Are you saying?
Fate is ever unassailable. The golden threads tell me the black tide rushes toward the vortex, ready to swallow this place. I must weave the last of my humanity into a net to hold back the deluge. I shall have my final bath in warm and radiant gold. Now, the hour of fulfillment has come.
It's very odd to see Aglaya living this long.
I must snip away every risk to weave the strongest future for the new world. There is nothing more to say. We part here. I shall personally dispatch that wretched executioner, not with threads of gold, but with the steel tip of a needle.
She's gonna take on the Flame Reaver by herself. Okay, next one. I forgot to take a look at what number this was. I'll check it out later.
Baby, look. We made it to the vortex.
Oh my god, look, listen to the sound of his voice. He sounds devastated.
Fields where the west wind ends. Aranova. We're so close now. You can't speak anymore.
Oh my god.
Please. Allow me to pause just a moment before I keep my promise. Let me answer your cruel fate by tearing that executioner's heart from the void.
This is 24,581,189. 67,023.
The
vortex of Genesis.
Anaxa.
The last time I was here, I was returning the core flame of reason. I didn't have the time to observe it in too much detail back then. But a holy sanctuary of the Titans. Looks more like their frozen crypt to me.
Well, all the core flames do lie here now. It's my honor to walk the final stretch with a mind such as yours, Professor.
Oh, getting ahead of ourselves, are we? Have you forgotten so quickly? I died for truth long ago. What walks with you now is but a thought in your mind.
So he's imagining Anaxa to be here.
Of course. How could I forget that?
But I'll say the same to you. It's my honor to walk this final stretch with you.
Anaxa may seem a little uppity with his personality, but he knows what's really important.
Stand tall and finish your final task.
So in this outcome, no one lived, so he had to imagine someone to not be alone.
Time for that wretched executioner to pay what they owe.
You really think you're prepared?
Oh, you really gonna just hold it over my head like, oh, are you ready to see what the real truth is? Like, why don't you eat my whole butt, Lygus? Why don't you do that? Maybe if you take your stupid visor off, then I could punch you in the eyes instead of your stupid fat mouth. Listen, alright? Let's do a little math. If Lygus had one hater, no, let's start a little bit bigger. If he had 100 haters, I'm one of them. If he had one hater, I'm that guy. If he has no haters, I am dead. If I do not hate Lygus, he is dead. Yeah, I'm ready. Show me this final memory, Mr. Impressive.
Very well.
I would like to pull his heart. Wait, no, he doesn't have a heart. I would like to pull his skeleton from inside his body. That's what I'd like to do.
As the sole audience of this eternal theater, I have been rapturously awaiting your arrival.
This kind of gives me the impression of like this guy has been having his own sick art project like all this time and no one's ever seen it, but now somebody can actually see it, so he's like, oh man, I can't wait for you to see what sick things that I've cooked up in my basement. I would rather play Genshin Impact than roll for this character, you guys. I'm serious. There's nothing this story could do to make me love him.
You can make Amphorius's frozen fate flow once again.
Do you want this? One of the things that's really confusing to me about Lygus is I don't really know what his goals are. Like, does he want time to loop? Does he want time to flow?
Feeling a bit lost. As you now see, this scene marks the final act of the drama Amphorius. The final eternal recurrence created by this man's hand, and the last one this world shall undergo. Behold, at the swordsman's side stands one he has sometimes called companion, other times comrade.
That's me.
That nameless hero.
Why am I...
From the annals.
No, he's not evil for evil's sake. I'm sure he has his goals, but he's so smarmy about it. I'm pissed.
Ideal in his youth, the deliverer that guided him resolutely onward through fantasy. And now, in the name of the nameless, he has become an essential and inseparable part of the epic of Amphorius.
When you say he, you mean me, right? Why am I a part of the story?
This time, under his guidance, what choice shall the hero make? Whither shall the fate of the world flow? And what is the ultimate truth of the nature of Amphorius.
Aren't you supposed to be telling me that, Mr. Smart Guy?
Many mysteries yet to be unwound. But if I may, allow me to temporarily yield the stage to one far more fitting. Please put your hands together and give a rousing round of applause for they
I just
who
got
will
pulled
reveal
into the
answers
cycle.
and bring about the final end of the 33,550,336th flame chase journey. The master of the countless memories we saw. The other important actor now.
Oh my god, it's the Flame Reaver.
They who have already burnt their own self to cinder. The Flame Reaver.
Oh wow. Yes! They just sliced off Sligus's head.
In the end, you succeed, executioner.
With my flesh as kindling, like the first dawn of the new world.
Ooh, ooh, it's a fight.
Has come to once again start everything.
So the Flame Reaver has been the one resetting the cycle? Also, hey, listen, I'm gonna get to use Finon in a battle against this guy. I'm actually very excited for this. Y'all are gonna see some bananas animations, alright?
No other choice but forward.
1, 3 stacks. Mr. Sunday.
Down farewell. This mortal form will watch over you and guide you on your path.
7.
Existence is of no consequence.
I'll just do a normal attack for
Lend me your strength.
action advance.
We've entered the
Give
storm.
another boost.
To guard and defend. Crush them.
Nice.
No other choice but forward.
9, 10, 11.
Future will come.
Alright, looks like Finon's ulting. So you guys might notice. Yeah, look at that, y'all. Alright, you guys might notice that there are no sustains on this team, no healers, just because Finon doesn't need it. And check it out. When you ult with him, he goes into this different form. And now he has a lot of different new moves. Like, check this out. I don't know what this form is, but doesn't this look amazing? Alright, buddy.
Quench the flames with blood.
Come at me.
Are a constant on the flame chase journey. You haven't lost nearly.
Counter attack. Now. What if a bunch of meteors hit you? Ha 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 ha.
This ends now. With your corpse.
That's right.
Ignite the dawn.
That's right. Executioner executed. Wait, his mask is off. His mask is off.
How is this possible?
That's Finon, right? Like, I mean, we kinda knew. But like, what? That's amazing. He looks so sick. The Sons of Destruction now.
Blood blaze. Your fury.
This voice acting though.
My existence is of little consequence.
4,
Heard the call, loud and clear. Torment down. Bid you farewell.
5, 6.
There's no other choice.
You'll pay for this.
Election advance you again.
Lend me your strength.
7. So, okay, I'm gonna slow down a little bit to explain how Finon works. Mika, yes, you're right. The Flame Reaver has a moon motif and Finon has a sun motif. So for the longest time, we thought this was evil Finon. But anyway, turns out we were right. Anywho, you guys, I'm gonna just gush over the mechanics a little bit, okay? So this version of Finon, out of his ult, is just him in his normal form. And he doesn't ult like the regular people by getting energy like this. What he has are 12 stacks that he's slowly building. And these stacks build when two things happen, right? One, somebody gives him a buff, like that targets him. Another thing is when he is hit by an attack. Oh, okay, there's a third way as well, which is when he does his skill. But, you know, these ways, right? And when we get to 12, that's when the fun begins. So, I'm gonna continue on. This is gonna be 9.
Don't worry, I'll do it. Trust me.
I'll just, alt here, just for funsies.
Remember that. I will overcome the thorn.
9, so it becomes 10, becomes
This mortal form.
11.
I will walk with you.
Yeah, I actually pulled him the first day he came out, Calyx. Finon has made a really huge impact on me, so I wanted to, like, pull for him because I thought that, like, he was a really cool character. Also, hey, look at that, Finon has a halo now thanks to Mr. Sunday. Pretty cool. Anywho, we gonna hit him with the skill to get some extra stacks and then we're gonna ult. When the boss is in your party. Like, look at this camera angle. What is this? Clearly Hoyoverse has their favorite. Those damage numbers though, and I'm not even done fully building him. He's only gonna get stronger. Whoa. Do you see that? This is such a cool move. What? So, I'm gonna also, when we get to next Finon's turn, kind of gush over his mechanics a little bit more, okay? Because as much as I love the game's story and lore, I'm also a sucker for its mechanics. So, Finon, when he goes into ult form, basically has 8 turns until the ult ends. And you can see this thing over here. That's when the ult is gonna end, and it's gonna end in a spectacular fashion, right? It's gonna be a really high damaging move. So the goal here is essentially to spend these turns doing as much damage as you can to the enemies, and if you get to the point where the ult ends, you just come out of this ult with a huge amount of damage. It's fantastic. When it comes to being in his ult though, you have 3 options. You have like a normal attack, which kind of gives you a few of these stacks, right? You need about 4 of them to use this big attack. Or you could hit this one, which essentially action advances all the enemies to kind of give yourself a counter stance. So when the enemies attack you after they're all done, you hit back doing a lot of damage. So let's try that option.
Quench the flames with blood.
All these little guys are gonna attack him, okay? And one thing you should keep in mind also is that his HP is like humongous right now. And when Finon attacks, he restores his own HP back, so he doesn't even need a healer. That's why this party doesn't have a healer or a shielder. It just has damage. My goodness. Alright, let's hit you with a meteor. Healed again. Very nice. Damn, these guys are really handsy. So I'm gonna action advance those guys and let them hit me one more time so that I can kinda hit back with a counter attack and restore some HP, because I feel like my HP a bit low right now. Like, this defense though is so chunky. Right, healing time. Nothing too special, but let's see. Oh, I get another turn. Alrighty, don't mind if I do. No, he does not scale off HP. He actually scales off of attack.
We witness the miracle. Such is the will of fate. That person can only be you. Why not let wrath incinerate fate? Gods.
At last, Amphorius's fate has begun to shift.
So he does want things to change.
Foretold, your arrival will change everything.
Okay, I'm gonna pause this for a little bit and weigh in on this, right? I do not know why he has this form and why he is so destructive and powerful. Like, I have no idea. I just pull this guy and find out that this guy is somehow like an angel of destruction. Like, this could be something related to my theory that they're trying to make him into a Lord Ravager. It could, maybe not. But I'm playing this story to figure out if there is an answer to why Finon is the way that he is. Like, there must be something special about him, right? Like, aside from being the so-called main character of this storyline. Let's see what happens. Maybe he's gonna take Lygus down.
Also been bathed in that eon's gaze, which can awaken the long dormant
That
instinct
Eon's gaze,
inside.
are you talking about Nanook? The destruction?
Much like that scepter we spoke of earlier, it was only
He is
to
talking
see
about
in
Nanook.
Eon's glance that it was reborn. That's right. If you recall, I mentioned it at the very start of our play. The celestial body neuron, once belonging to the erudition, abandoned by the Eon. Now, allow me to reveal the final piece of the puzzle.
Yes,
for you.
please.
The eternal land known as Amphorius.
Oh, by the way,
Nothing
Calyx,
more than
our
the
bot
scepter's
has a problem with people speaking in caps too much, sorry.
revelation. A bottomless well of fury aimed at the god who cast it aside.
Oh. I'm starting to understand.
Finan, we set out on this journey to answer the world's desire.
Don't worry about it, as long as you speak in not caps, I think you'll be fine. One of our viewers also often encounters this problem because when he gets excited, he goes caps.
Why must Amphorius's wishes be so cruel? We made the best choices we could, whenever we could. But in the end, the prophecy that led us, this black tide swallowing everything. Why does it look like this?
You see it too. This burn mark.
The heck, the sky is falling apart.
They're not a tide at all. They're more like a shattered teleslate.
Standing here, the voices of Titans have never been
This song in the background.
Turns out, they were coming from the black tide all along.
Did that always happen? Like the sky broken up like a broken screen? Yeah, it did. They call it the black tide.
Is that Amphorius crying?
Maybe it is screaming at its creator, at its god.
Finan, do you still remember when I was little? I had a dream. A dark, cold room with nothing but Orynyx's curtain, glowing like crystal. The curtain seemed to contain all of Amphorius, where strange and fantastic dramas played out within.
What is gonna happen next? Oh my
There were
god.
countless versions of us, from countless different worlds.
Wait, what? Do you remember I had a dream at a cold dark room and nothing but Orynyx curtain growing like a crystal contained all of Amphorius where strange fantastic dramas played out. Countless versions of us from countless different worlds. What? So she saw the different versions, the different iterations. What is that about?
It wasn't a dream.
Yeah. As I gaze out at the world before me, those sorrowful thoughts have become reality. So, this is the reason the sky was sealed. Amphorius is merely a larger ID Ciliciae.
That is something I actually
They
think
are
is
just
true.
characters in this tiny world, following the prophecy, stepping onto the same journey over and over.
Yes.
What
You're
then
stuck in a loop.
is this so-called Era Nova? And what are the spectators watching all of this truly hoping for?
Listen to that laugh. How am I supposed to forgive this guy?
For reaching the end of the world, let me answer your questions. As the Theoros, I have observed. Thus is the synthesis of the prime mover of life formed.
What are you talking about, man?
This is a moment the universe will remember. After millions of extrapolations, the experimental environment known as Amphorius has finally achieved results.
Wait, is the change that Finon managed to beat the Flame Reaver this time?
The results you speak of are this wreckage of a world. We all gave everything we had, returning 12 core flames to recreate the world. And in return, we become nothing more than sacrificial offerings at the end of everything.
Exactly. The Titans are Chrysos heirs of the past, and Chrysos heirs are the Titans of the future. Anaxagoras' theory of Era Nova holds true, as the model of reason he reached.
This thing on the ground of this place, the Vertex of Genesis, kind of looks like the thing on the chest of Lygus, right?
From the perspective of a player in a drama, he could never fully uncover the last.
Yes, Lygus is from Offworld. He's outside the system.
The cycles of the hero's journey that have played out until now were never about creating a new world or perfect heroes and gods. They were a deep learning program made for the Black Tide.
Wait. So, they were
Your plot will fail.
they were training the Black Tide to essentially destroy the rest of the universe.
The new world arrives. Its light will burn away all the darkness.
Haven't I made myself clear? The Chrysos heirs and Titans were merely byproducts of the experiment. You've seen this world's evolution, witnessed the birth and growth of the Black Tide, and how it devoured everything.
Not just the whole, wait, let me hold the scene while Lygus is on camera.
Gods and worlds was born only to be destroyed by it.
This part, this thing here, with the circles and the little planets, you know, kind of like it's like a solar system, I think is also represented by this thing on the ground. And also, what did this guy just say? Every generation of heroes, gods, and worlds were born only to be destroyed by it. So this whole scenario wasn't even about making this guy into like a Lord Ravager. It was actually made to train the Black Tide to be as destructive as it could possibly be, to make it a world-ending virus.
This is the end point of Amphorius's calculations. A perfect equation of destruction.
So in your eyes, all the sacrifices are just a string of insignificant numbers?
Don't sell yourselves short. I'd say, rather than numbers, you're more like fuel for the fire.
This smarmy guy, he's so evil. Like, it's not just that he's doing evil things, he's so smug about it. I hate this guy.
Is born from annihilation.
Curious question. Have you ever considered that after millions of extrapolations, Amphorius is already following a different path from the erudition? It has long since granted divine blessings.
No, okay, let me pause this to explain what's at stake here, okay? So, last patch, or was it the patch before, we found out that Amphorius is actually a prison for a Lord Ravager, and this Lord Ravager is trapped here, and if they get out, they're gonna mess up the actual universe of the world outside of Amphorius, outside the simulation. And now we're discovering that the Lord Ravager who was imprisoned here wasn't really just suffering his imprisonment, he had basically turned his prison into a training program for his weapon. You get me? So the plan now is to get out of here, unleash his weapon onto the entire cosmos outside, and just wreak havoc, right? And that obviously can't happen. And Phynon and like Cyrene and Aglaya and all of these other people were essentially characters that were created for this simulation, for the weapon to destroy them over and over and over again. I thought this was about Phynon, but I don't think it is.
The golden blood flowing in your veins, it comes from the blemished one.
Blemished one, that's
Flame
Nanook.
is destruction itself. And Amphorius's Chrysos were, from the very beginning, fuel for the...
I've been wondering why they had golden blood, because Nanook the Destruction, the Aeon of Destruction, does have golden blood as well.
Amphorius has waited for this moment for too long. At the end of the empty, cold, and lonely extrapolations, the destruction has reached its final destination. Nikos 496.
Nikos?
Philia 093.
Philia?
No need to feel.
Who the heck? Wait, what? Nikos.
Nikos 496. Philia 093. Generation of Chrysos heirs is the most outstanding model, and you two are the final factors. For you, the Era Nova is no lie. Just step forward, embrace the Black Tide, and accept the Eon's gaze. You will come to life from a string of cold numbers. Along with all those who have passed, you will run
He's trying to unleash
the
them
universe, fulfilling Amphorius's
as a
will
virus onto
and
the actual
wish.
universe. Yeah, it does sound like a gamer tag, huh?
Of the Lord Ravager Iron Tomb, unleash its fury and destroy the source of all this tragedy.
Where's...
We could always choose another option. Like you said, Amphorius is just an experiment, and we're the participants. We can only walk along the predetermined path toward the ending, under the watchful eyes of the stars. But that also means that there isn't just one Eon who can cast their glance at Amphorius, right?
How does she know what an Eon is? She's supposed to be from this world.
Is this question really that hard to answer? Or did I guess it right? And in reality, this world has already been under the watch of other Eons. It's strange when you think about it. If you just stayed back, watching us complete the ritual and get consumed by the black tide, your goal would naturally be achieved. Why go through the trouble of explaining all this to us?
Yeah, bad guy, why'd you blab your plan?
So-called truth just to deceive us. Covering up another possibility. Destruction is not the only outcome for the fate of Amphorius.
Do you two really think, as petty little demigods, you can change the outcome written by the stars? What makes you think you're capable of doing that?
A little courage and determination. Just kidding. The answer is pretty simple. But we're not gonna tell ya.
How does that feel not knowing, Ligus? You potato. No, actually I like potatoes. What don't I like?
We're going to weave a long dream for Amphorius, making it believe the experiment hasn't
Oh
ended.
hey, looks like
Everything is still ongoing.
there is a... how do you say...
With just
there is a... there's a spammer.
it should be impossible to.
Oh hey Klim, nice to see you in chat. You have a game recommendation? Hit me. What is it?
Yeah.
I'm always in hankering for a new game.
My hopes on that childhood dream.
Alright, Cyrene, pop off,
behind
queen.
Orynyx that appeared in that dream.
The god behind
Now,
Orynyx.
I can say with certainty, time is the page on which that Eon records Amphorius. If it fades from existence, and all that it records is lost among the stars, that Eon will surely direct their gaze here. And it will be a glance that spans time and space, granting each incarnation of me the power to reset time, imbuing my soul into this ceremonial blade, and creating an endless flame-chased journey.
Do we want that?
I understand. Then let me step into the cycles and continue Amphorius's grand design. To deceive the gods, deceive the world itself. But to make time vanish from this world, that would mean you.
All right, let's not make things so gloomy.
Oh, no wonder.
What we're about
She's
to embark on is the true hero's journey.
no wonder. Like we became the core flame holder of time because Cyrene is gone. I think this is actually something that happened in the past as well.
Come on, cheer up a bit, okay? In that memory, you will definitely meet me again. A little Cyrene who knew nothing, lying on a soft patch of grass, feeling the light breeze, dreaming of the distant world.
Ooh, there's a new gacha game out. Clem, if you know the real name of it, please feel free to tag me on the server and let me know because I'm super interested in this.
I believe every Cyrene will make the same choice. Erasing time again and again. Resetting time over and over. After all, they're all me. And I will always have my charm. Then, I'll fall into a sweet dream, disappearing in some small corner of the world. Quietly, waiting for the day when that next page is turned.
And I will keep going. Even if the road ahead is dark, I will burn myself to light the way. Rather than let the core flames become nourishment for the Black Tide, I'll become their vessel. To prevent the arrival of Era Nova. Even if I have to burn through my own body, it's no matter. As long as I don't extinguish, the flame chase will never end. Until Amphorius welcomes a true dawn.
The girl who watches over time, and the warrior who carries the world. Now, let us fulfill the duties of time and world-bearing. Honor the past and forge ahead.
Height difference is killing me, y'all.
I promise you, the pain will pass in the blink of an eye.
Finon's voice actor is doing such a good job, you guys. Can I just appreciate him right now? Like, I love him.
It will take you back to the beginning of time. The start of a new story. I believe that in that story, we're in countless stories, each alike yet unique. Everyone, all the companions who sacrificed themselves, alongside the deliverer we once dreamed of as children, will reunite beneath a vast, endless sky.
If we can never break free from this prison, I will stand my ground. Until the day someone shatters this endless cycle and writes the final chapter of Amphorius' fate.
So, let's set out.
Things are actually really heavy right now. I don't know.
Everything.
I don't feel happy because, like, they're gonna suffer so much.
Just as your name suggests. And bear this world we hold so dear. So long, Kaslana.
Kaslana?
As the Theros I have observed, destruction and synthesis is formed.
Oh, I love this shot. Oh my god.
I will wait for that day for as long as it takes. The day will come whenever the eternal and follows in our footprint right here in
Okay, I get it.
That will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right?
Whoa. Oh my god.
The world is collapsing. And the people are crying.
Can you please give me
We
control
too
so I can end my
must
stream? I don't
part
want it to be
ways.
4 hours long, Hoyo, please.
Friend.
Ides Elysiae, the little village of my childhood. The gentle breeze and the sound of waves still linger.
Everything is as it was. It feels good to take one last look.
You know, this is just a corner of the memory. The real Ides Elysiae.
I know. I'm here to say goodbye. We might not see each other again.
You can stay here
I
forever.
do like the cutscenes, don't get me wrong, but like, oh my god, I've been playing for a long time. I need to have dinner.
Let it flow. It's time for me to go.
Even if it's a path with no turning back.
When have we ever had the luxury of turning back?
Are you afraid? After learning the truth of your origins, will you see the motivation I gave you as the manipulating whispers of destruction?
The convictions and choices that come from my heart. I don't believe they're designed by the so-called paths. If we are just numbers, simulating life, then you are the image I've always longed for. The person I wish to become. A real, living person. A true hero.
Then why do we part here? You can take me with you, and we can start this journey together. I'll be by your side, guiding you, just like before.
No. I'm afraid I'm on my own this time.
Why?
Because there is no
I'm not
perfect
saying anything
solution in
because
this
I'm
world.
just like fully locked
Serenity
in.
has
My
already
mind is
embraced
racing
her
right now.
And I will embrace my origin. Destruction.
I will rebel against its creator, bringing endless fury to the darkness, sweeping the world. That's what I predicted.
Bringing endless fury to the darkness, sweeping the world. If you stay by my side, I'll hesitate. But this world can't afford a soldier who wavers. Do you remember when we were kids? Everyone would get so excited drawing cards like ruler or warrior, but throw fits over devil or drunkard and demand. Kids always get to change their minds. Things are so happy and simple for them. But when it comes to the fate of adults, there's no room for redos.
And go, Kaslana, as you promised. Deceive the world. Seize the core flames and rewrite your fate. Burn yourself up with all your might. Wield your futility like a sword. And fight against the gods.
In the name of world-bearing, I promise you, Catholic will never forget this.
Whoa. What are these cutscenes though? Like, wow, they're amazing.
So, time retreated behind me until it reached the origin, where nothing ever existed. Just as Professor Anaxa once said, in that void, Kefali stood at the center of chaos. Time, space, and causality all flowed from their body. When the waves of time finally calmed, it was the year 3870 of the Light Calendar. The Chrysos War had lasted for nearly a century, and the threat of the Black Tide was growing stronger and more relentless. That was the era of the Day Thunder Knight's battle with the sky. While she could not seize the core flame, she proved that the prophecy was true. That mortals could slay gods. From that moment, the sole survivor of the old dynasty, Imperator Saridra, issued a call to arms across the lands.
Saridra mentioned. That's an upcoming character.
Heirs to wage war on the Titans. And that was the first doomed flame chase journey, sealed away in history.
So what you're saying is, you've traveled back down the River of Time, finally reaching this untouched seabed just to tell us...
This is Hysolence.
The Flame Chase journey and even all of Amphorius are nothing but illusions in an Eon's dreams?
Exactly. So, Dux Gladiorum, please take me to meet Her Majesty Saridra. I must share the truth with her.
Since Her Majesty's not here, no need for formalities. The word Gladiorum always reminds me of my fallen homeland buried deep in the depths. Call me Hysolence, nameless swordmaster.
Please allow me to add one more thing. You actually already know my name.
You mean Finan? Such a name could never be your true one. But I won't question you further about it. Ever since Her Majesty issued the Flame Chase decree, heroes from all over have sent their letters of introduction. What's the harm?
Wow, her body is translucent. Do you guys see that? Like, over here. That's beautiful.
Besides, the deep sea is dark. Isn't it the perfect place to hide secrets best left unseen? All right, nameless swordmaster. Hold on to my wake. Let's find somewhere else to talk.
Aren't you even a little suspicious of what I've said?
Harboring suspicions is not my concern. My sword dances only when the Imperator harbors doubts. There's no use in speaking further. Show me your true intentions through action. Perhaps you should demonstrate your skills and calm the raging black tide for us.
Light up the dawn.
Okay, I cannot just keep playing this game forever, okay? It is almost 3 hours now, and I think I am gonna call it, okay? You guys, I just want to say thank you to everyone who joined me throughout the stream, all the people who made a lot of fun comments. It was really fun to respond to all of y'all, but I am officially out of gas for the night, and I am gonna quit this game for now, and, you know, maybe come back another time to stream, okay? In the meantime, I want to say I hope y'all had fun. And thank you, Klim, for that game recommendation. I'll definitely look into it as well. But for now, that is all from me, Mooney, and Honkai Star Rail for the day. Story's really cooking, isn't it? I'm really interested to see how all this ends. And yeah, thank you for redeeming that as well. Now, I want to say, let's pause and save our progress here.
Peaceful days are like breezes.
And I'm gonna leave it here for now. Oh, look at this guy's phone case. It looks so nice and happy, unlike his real life. Anyway, good night, y'all, and see you next time. Bye-bye.